Sports Encyclopedia. BetUS, Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you. Oh, God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Rich. You got the belt around you.
What up? We're in the building. I do it for the hoes. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that old shit, Kwanzaa, whatever you all do. I do it for the hoes. I got my cup of Joe because I do it for the hoes. It is Christmas Eve special show for everybody out there. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member, pound that like, and make sure you subscribe to our other channel as well, because I might be doing a live Mina Kimes broadcast special live right here from the Slapstick Cigar Lounge studio tomorrow for the Christmas games. That should be interesting. So make sure you head on over there. I'll probably be doing it. I might be doing it on both channels, but for sure one of the channels. So make sure you subscribe to our other channel that Bailey will put in the link here later on. So let's dive into it, man. We got a lot going on today, and obviously this show is brought to you and powered by BetUS. So use my promo code CoachJB. Get you 150% bonus on your first deposit. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday as a special Christmas Eve show, and it'll be a special loaded show. E-Dub, Eric Weddle, Super Bowl champ, will join us since he couldn't join us yesterday. He was in flight coming back from Baltimore as he was a legend during the Ravens bringing back the Legends weekend as they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and E-Dub brought the team out, had a little fired-up speech with Lamar Jackson. We're going to talk to him about that. T-Rich joins us, Bama legend, talk about the college football playoffs so far. And Dr. Jesse Morse will jump the show right off with the Tank Dell injury update, plus all things NFL update. And last but not least, our main man, straight off the boat from Saudi Arabia, our main man, the Korean co-sell, Steve Kim, will join us, talk about the Fury fight and what he got to see in Saudi Arabia over the weekend. So we got a loaded show. It is a special Christmas Eve Tuesday. And I'll also break down my my menu for tomorrow. Steve Kim's coming through. A few of my boys, my partners, a couple AEs will be coming through tomorrow as well. So we'll dive into the menu. So don't go anywhere. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member today. Let's dive into it, man. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. So talk, and I will talk back. Before I dive into it, though, let's bring our main man in. Man with the plan, Naptown legend, Far East Sider, 317, Lamar Hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron Hairline having, excuse me, AR5 defending, and Caitlin Clark jocking, our very own Big Smitty, joining us in.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Uncle Mooch is in the chat. We got Mel V Live, Isaiah Plays, Grandmaster Rule, Jazzy Jazz, D Poor, Silent Tripod. We got Briggs. We got who else we got? I'm talking to members only. If you're not green, you're not with me. What's going on, JB? I like the shirt. I like the Christmas spirit. I got my red Solo right here. Don't ask what's in my cup. It's my cup. And we ready to go. Loaded show, freestyling the whole show, no rundown. It's the realest show on planet Earth.
Baby hot.
I told Baby straight up, homie. I said, nah. I said we ain't looking at the rundown today.
Baby hit me at 3:00 this morning and was like, "Hey, we got a rundown. Make sure you do some of the rundowns so we can get videos of." I'm like, "I'll try." It's ad-lib Tuesday. Oh yeah, Christmas Eve.
Homie, I'm drunk right now. Like,
you know, I got the screen though that I can follow along because you're not a very good leader,
right?
So like, if you're not doing the rundown, then I can't see the screen. Then it's just shit. Throw shit at the wall, see if it sticks, homie.
You know, every level I've been a leader. Like whether it was in middle school, I won the 7th grade. I won the Pioneer Leadership Award. High school, I was the captain of my team. College, I was voted captain.
That's a gay award. That's a gay award. That award is not for men. The Pioneer Leadership Award. Are you really fucking holding that?
Pioneer because 7th grade, we were split up in two sides with 7-1 and 7-2 because our class was so big, like our group was so big. So it was the Pioneers and then whatever the other side was. So the side I was on was labeled the Pioneers. Disregard the name. You're missing the bigger point. The large, because you're narrow-minded right now. You're not thinking.
Was the other half made up humans, maybe?
I was the leader of the entire 7th grade class. My point being is if it's in you, it's in you. You never was voted leader. You was never.
Pause. In you.
See, you so young and just immature. See, my generation back in the day, we didn't say pause. Like our mom didn't know that.
He was on that pause tip. I ain't heard you say pause in a while, so something's weird. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use all y'all generation's words today. I'm gonna be your generation
today.
Be
me and I'm gonna be you the whole show.
The whole show.
Like bad boy. All right.
You coming in here sketchy already.
Yeah.
You're sketchy.
Sketchy. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Homie?
I don't know what it is, but I know it's one of y'all.
Your generation, I don't know. Sketchy.
Yeah, that's your word. Sketchy.
That sounds
sketchy. Sus. You being sus, homie.
Sounds a little.
You being sus. Cat. You being sus right now with that Leadership Pioneer Award, homie.
Why you just spazzing out saying words right now? You sound a little. You sound a little R-word right now. I don't want to put it out there, but
that weird ass Pioneer Award, homie. Got a little
R-word.
I got a little cringe vibe, homie.
Anyway, homie, hey, make sure you guys subscribe right now, man. Listen, we got the lead-in topic for the show, and I cannot wait to hear from the real Coach JB. What's on your mind when it comes to this JUCO new
Someone
rule
said,
just dropped?
Where's my bucket hat at on TikTok? Scammer JB, where's my bucket hat? So apparently I'm a scammer. I guess he doesn't have a bucket hat. I don't know.
Well, you've been a scam artist.
Yeah. We got scammed. I didn't know I scammed them.
Right. We got scammed. You got scammed. We all got scammed.
Yeah, my whole life is to fucking scam this nobody on TikTok over a fucking bucket hat.
Hey, I'm like hot as hell right now. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know.
I got that heat on you. I mean, you're not ready to handle this talk
Get my
Tuesday.
shirt off. Pause. Like, I'm hot as hell right now. I'm sweating and shit.
Hey, have you seen Kamala since the election? Like, I ain't seen her or heard from her. Nothing. Shit crazy.
Once we saw who won, I just completely shut down all political stuff. So I'm good. Like, we know who our president is, whether we like it or love it. The democracy did what it was going to do. The system worked. They picked who they picked. And now that's our president, whether you like it or not. And we're going to move forward. And we pray to God that he does what's best for the entirety of the country.
Hey, Jazzy Jazz said, take your shirt off, homie.
What you mean?
She said, take it off if you hot, homie. Jazzy Jazz said, take off your shirt if you hot, homie.
I do see that now. Jazzy, why do you want me to take my shirt off for? And I see you got like exclamation points and everything, like a lot of excitement behind it.
She said you hot. You said you hot, homie.
But why is she excited about me taking it off? Like, it's 6 a.m. She's like super excited about it.
It's 9, I think. Is she on the East Coast?
Yeah, she in Atlanta. So, but she should be at work.
She full lathered up. She ready to go.
Oh, she probably off today. She's not at work, is she? Because it's the holiday, so she probably at home.
So what do you think she doing at home? Like rubbing the cat?
I think she had the meow. I think she got the dig on. Yeah,
the what?
I think she on the meow. I think she on the bed right now with nigga on the bone watching our show with the legs propped up, ready for whatever to happen. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you know, you know. You gotta pay for that, Jazzy. You gotta pay for that. Me and JB gonna start a Coach JB show. Big Smitty.
Oh yeah, I did do this though.
IRS, if you know, you know. Shouts out to JB. Out loud, homie.
I ain't paid them motherfuckers in 20 years. Let's dive into the show, man. We got a lot going on. The NCAA, as I said last week on this show, the realest show on Planet ERF, Smitty, after the Diego Pavia ruling came down, I said, Smitty, did I not, that the NCAA fought it, but it was for optics. They're in collusion. They are in collusion. Make no mistake about it. These NCAA jokers don't want to lose this portal money. JUCO now becoming a prep school will forever change the college football landscape as we know it. High school stars will be the only kids recruited, Smitty. JUCO becomes J-Prep, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it J-Prep. I'm calling it now. That's the new name. J-Prep is the new JUCO. Then prep schools that we know will be eliminated, and Division II becomes the new JUCO. Everybody take your pen out, mark it down today, put it on your calendar on the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Set it on Christmas Eve, 2024 at 6:14 a.m. Pacific. That is how it's going to go down. Only high school stars will be recruited, 5 stars and maybe a couple 4s. Everybody else will have to go J-Prep. The prep schools as we know it, Fork Unions and all these, are going to be done, dead, buried. And the Division II school will now become the new, what we knew as JUCO. Guys will go D2 for 1 year, and then they'll transfer upwards and go to the big school. I'm telling you right now, this is how it is. Smitty, you think this 12-team playoff is bad? Wait for the 16-team playoff with JUCO prep kids who haven't played in a year, having to play a college football scenario. Hold on, let me pause everybody. You do understand what I just said, right? Make sure you guys are listening, not just hearing me. Do you think now is bad, the 12-team playoff? Wait till they go 16, and the JUCO prep, I'm calling J-Prep, kids that you haven't seen play in over a year, because hear me out. They go from high school, Smitty, to a JUCO prep, and they're going to redshirt. The second year, they're gonna play and graduate and move on to the 4-year. So now you got a redshirt kid who just recently came off of redshirting at a J-Prep. So he comes out of high school, he plays his first freshman year that doesn't count, doesn't go against your clock.
Right.
Then he redshirts. See, he redshirts at the JUCO or at the J-Prep. Then he gets a scholarship to Alabama. Well, guess what? He hasn't played since he left high school. Against what type of talent? We don't know yet. That's to be determined, Smitty. So now I got a kid in a 16-team playoff that hasn't even played in over a year because he redshirted last year at the J-Prep. Right. Now he has to go out here against Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State and play. But what do I know? I'm just telling you right now, just wait until this J-Prep shit kicks in. And these kids haven't played, and they're trying to just milk the system. And we got 27, 28, 29-year-olds entering the draft. Wild, Wild West times 10. You saw the thumbnail. This ruling will forever change college athletics, not just football, Smitty. And don't even get me started, Smitty, on the realest show on planet Earth with Title IX. I thought we wanted equity, dog. I thought we wanted inclusion. I thought we wanted diversity at the college athletic levels, homie. No, you liars will always be exactly that, liars. You could care less. The non-caring assholes of America, the NCAA, has allowed a rule as of last night for players that play football to not have any non-NCAA playing levels count against their 4-year institution clock. That goes for JUCO. NAIA is not associated with NCAA. I'm just throwing that out there. They're not affiliated whatsoever. So how is Title IX being absolutely mud-stomped and thrown in the trash, and no one's talked about Title IX one time? I haven't heard one person talk about Title IX in this whole thing. How will you allow this rule in football but not with women or other sports? This is a joke, and I'm here for this shit show, Smitty. I'm here for this shit show to implode in the face of the NCAA, the non-caring assholes of America. But what do I know, Smitty?
Man, that's a beautiful opening and breakdown, and you did call this out. You said there's no way they can make this ruling for one player and not do it for the entirety of the sport.
Can't do it for one.
I mean, you bring up Title IX. I feel like they have. I mean, they have no choice but to make a ruling for all the sports, right? Because if not, okay, then what's going to happen when the basketball player complains about their eligibility? The same thing is going to happen. So at some point, I think it's going to continue to be a trickle down, and it's going to end up, opening up Pandora's box, so to speak, and opening up for all these athletes. So now I've been on the other end. You guys know, you and Bailey, in the group chat when I first saw the ruling, I thought that, it could be a positive depending on how it's used for certain kids to be able to get developed, get their grades right, whatever they need to do to kind of get right. Like you said, use it like a prep school and then be able to now go and still have their full eligibility. Now, I do understand the fact of, you have 18-year-olds playing against some, 23-year-olds, whatever the case may be, but we already see that in small pockets anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not as concerned about that. For me, it's more so like, okay, think about the kid that for whatever reason just didn't have the grade senior year, was in a bad school, whatever the situation was. So now they go to JUCO, they get right, they mature, they grow, and now they still have a full career to be able to use that eligibility to become whatever the best version of themselves may be. From a player standpoint, I appreciate that. I can see that. I can like that, right? Because I understand that some people just like it take them a little longer to get things figured out for whatever the case may be. I had teammates who played basketball their whole entire career, didn't play football until like the senior year. You know what I mean? So they have a lot of talent, but they're raw as hell. Imagine a guy like that who can go to JUCO now for a couple of years, develop. Now once they get to college, they're actually fully ready to go, and now you have a dominant, like, true star player. Now, on the recruiting side for high school kids, it does concern me, right? It does concern me, but let's call it what it is. High school kids aren't getting recruited at the same level even right now with the current system as is because of the portal. So they're already not getting recruited at the highest level right now. So yeah, you're adding another, I guess, element to the room, so to speak. But to me, I don't know how much more is gonna impact that. To me, it's more so just giving the high school guys another route, another avenue to where if they're not getting recruited at the big school level straight out of high school, they can go to JUCO route, develop, and now kind of put themselves in position to possibly get picked up. So listen, I think we still need to kind of see how everything plays out and got to look at it. But, I guess where I stand right now, I'm not as down on it as you are, but also you understand the JUCO landscape like nobody else. So, I'm definitely going to lean on your expertise when it comes to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to put out a preemptive strike against the world and call it, the end of college football as we know it. It's definitely going to change college football as we know it, but it's too early. Too early to make some sort of judgment. I don't know what is going to go on. All I know is that if you change JUCO into some sort of preparatory continuation school, which it sounds like it will be, I need to know the academic side. I need to know how the classes are going to work. Am I going to be able to graduate a kid in 18 months like I used to, which I led the country in, and I did things that no one else figured out how to do, so I did it to get my kids in and out faster than anyone else. That's why I got Alabama to send me players. They knew I would send them back. That is how you do it. You rub one back, you get yours rubbed. That's just how the business works if you know how to do it right. Is this still going to be the way? Or are classes going to be eliminated at the J-Prep level? Because if they are, then they have to go 2 years regardless. Is that 24 months? Is that 2 football seasons? See, there's too many questions to be asked. There's too many questions to be asked. And everybody in the chat that says I'm capping and I'm all this, you just are fucking retarded. Shut the fuck up. You have no idea what the fuck you're even talking about. You can't talk on my level, cornhole. You have no fucking intellect on this thing that I do. Shut the fuck up. You can't get on here. Call in right now and have a discussion with me about this JUCO shit. I will pay anybody in here that can call in and make me eat my words with what I've been saying about this JUCO shit. Please, anybody. And that's a D1 guy or otherwise. Fuck with me. Nobody can, motherfucker. I am JUCO, bitch. Don't get it twisted. So having said that, Smitty, I don't understand how people are going to think high school is not going to be affected. Eric Weddle sent me a horror. He's mad. He's a high school coach right now who has a son playing high school. If you're not a 5-star, you're not getting recruited in high school no more, dog. So that's going to change college football as we know it right now. That is for fact.
What about like MAC level schools and like some of the lower level Division I conferences? They have no choice but to recruit the 3-stars and 2-star because 5-stars aren't going there. I think the Ball States, the Western Michigan, the Toledo,
you're missing a huge step. That's why you guys got to start. You got to look at that. And that's why I'm here to help people out there that don't have a clue. Not you, but people that don't understand. I'm here to at least give you. Well, it's not even about JUCO. It's just about how this thing will operate and how it will work. The 3-stars doesn't go to Ball State, Smitty, or Mac. He is now getting peer pressure from his homeboy partner that was a 5-star on his high school team that went to Alabama. Y'all got to think outside the box. Do you think little Johnny is a 3-star? Is going to go to Ball State when his partner playing 7-on-7 their whole life being jocked and dick sucked going to Alabama? No. So where does he go, Big Smitty?
JUCO?
J-Prep. He goes J-Prep for 2. So he can go to Bama. He can't tell everybody he went to Ball State or a MAC school when his homeboys went to the LSU.
All right. Let me be devil's advocate.
So you see what I'm saying? The mid-tier is gonna become D2. I'm telling you.
Why not go to Ball State and then still transfer? Like it's the same mindset, but use Ball State as the prep, so to speak.
Because your clock doesn't. Your clock runs.
The clock.
Come on, homie. Your clock is running if you go to Ball State. You're gonna go to prep. Play 2 years, your clock don't run, Smitty. I'm trying to tell y'all haven't thinking. You don't know this game like me, homie.
So many numbers though, right, JB? How many players can a JUCO team actually?
Smitty, that's why I'm telling you, it's not sustainable. JUCOs don't have the resources. I was trying to tell you last week, homie, why this is going to implode. JUCOs don't have the resources. So let me be clear here. Everybody out here is talking about JUCO is going to bloom and pay and increase in fees for classes. Then I got cats in California DMing me. By the way, my phones are going crazy. Everybody thinks that I'm coaching A, and everybody wants to send their kids to me right now. I'm not coaching, fellas. Please. And B, I got 247 CBS Sports, On 3 or whoever that fucking are, messaging me about, can they use my video? Can they get my interview? No, don't know. Pay me. But other than that, I can't answer all these DMs I'm getting, dog, about this shit. I don't know enough. I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. All I'm giving you is what facts are as far as how it is now, what it could be, and it's an opinion based on the facts and the experience that I have. That's kind of what I'm giving you guys. I'm not predicting shit. All I'm telling you is that these 3-star, 2-star, 3-star kids that we used to be good football players, there's more 2- and 3-star guys in the NFL than there are 5-star.
Right.
But what happens is now with the social media era and the jealous ones envy, and we live in the social media era where it's Big Dick Willie. I gotta impress. I gotta impress her, and I gotta impress him. I gotta go to Alabama. I gotta get an NIL bag. Gotta drive a Maybach. I'm not going to Ball State out of high school, Smitty. No offense to any of those MAC schools. I would be advising it, but they're not.
I don't know.
Now they're going to go.
Put myself back in high school mindset, though. Like, to me, and I'm not trying to be, please don't take this as no disrespect, but just putting it in my high school mindset.
But it's not JUCO as you knew it, homie.
Okay. I would look at JUCO as like I'm not playing no JUCO. Like,
because you didn't have the right guy recruiting you. See, I would have recruited you. Oh, I would have recruited you. I would have out-recruited Ball State for you. And I did it for a year.
I'm not saying you wouldn't, but I was so.
Here's why. I'll recruit you right now.
I wanted to be D1 so bad, JB. Like, that was my, because I could have went to like Southern Illinois. I could have went to Marion. I could have went to Boston.
Here's
my
the
only
thing.
D1 offer, and I wanted to go to D1 bad because I feel like I was at that level.
I would have walked into your double parent house. Great, well-spoken mother and father who raised you right, sitting right there in Naptown, and I would have said,
in the hood,
Ball State, really? And you're like, man, Smitty, go ahead, tell me what you want. Ball State, really, Smitty?
Yeah, man. Ball State,
Mr. Smith, Miss Smith.
Close to home, you know what I'm saying? Coaching staff, they want.
So you want to live with your mom and daddy? You want to live with your mommy and daddy forever?
No, sir. Opportunity to play early. And often at the highest level.
That's guaranteed, big dog.
They play Clemson first year, so when I think about this, some of the opportunities I'll be able to travel to.
You want to go to Clemson and get mollywopped?
Well, I'm not gonna get mollywopped. I mean, that's not what I do it for, Coach.
So you want to go to Clemson and get beat by 50?
I want the opportunity to be able to play at the highest level on the biggest stage to show my worth.
That's not the highest level. That's not the highest level. You just told me something that you got. You done fucked up. So look, dog. Excuse me, Mr. Smith. I just like to talk to my players. I play with my players. That's why I'm a players coach, and they love me to death, and they run through a wall for me. So listen, big dog, you just said you want to play at the highest level. No offense, but Ball State's not the highest level. My school, Independence, will beat you at Ball State by 50. You think I'm lying? I have 7 first-rounders. We got 40 D1 kids. How many D1 kids do you have at Ball State? Let me explain it. You come to me, 18 months, you're already a qualifier, Smitty. Yeah. All I gotta do is play you 1 year. I just gotta play you 1 year. You're called what's a one and done. You come wreck shop at the JUCO, the best JUCO in America, and guess what? I send you to Indiana. You rather play at a Power 5 or Ball State? Smitty, understand something. You're going to Ball State only because you're 5'8", 330. You're not going to Indiana because you're 5'8", 330. You're going to go to Indiana at 5'8", 290 when I mold you into a dog. Your 5'8" stature, I can't help.
I can't either, Coach. Indiana played me because of my height, Coach.
Thank you. But now, see, they need you because of me now, though. Because you know why? Indiana wants Jermaine Johnson. So guess how they get Jermaine Johnson?
Package deal?
They take Smitty with them.
Coach, I'm decommitting from Ball State today. I'm going to Independence. I'm sold, Coach. I'm ready to go to Indy. I'm going from Indy to Indy, Coach. Thank you so much, Mom.
No, I'm not done, though. If I didn't really sell you, Mr. and Miss Smith, let me be honest. Darnell, you're going to go against the best O-line every week in the country. The 5 O-linemen I have that you will go against at practice every day, one's going to Florida, one's going to Ole Miss, one's going to Alabama, one's going to Georgia, and one's going to Georgia Tech. You beat them on film every day at practice, and then I get you in the game. You dominate in this Jayhawk conference, the best in the country, and then guess what? You go to Indiana because Morgan Ellison, freshman All-American running back who's here at Indy with me, who just ran for 1,000 yards at Indiana last year. Guess what? Coach Allen at the time, Coach Allen wants him back. To get him back, they need to take Darnell Smith. This is how I do it, dog. I got a track record, homie. I'm just letting you know. Now, if you want to go to Ball State, Smitty, I'll walk out right now. Because mediocrity is the new excellence. If you want to be mediocre, go ahead. I'll shake your hand, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'll shake your guys' hand. Yeah. And good luck to you guys. Go be average at Ball State. Go get mollywopped by Clemson. Go play in a meaningless bowl game. and half your team will opt out of. You come to here, get a shot to go playoffs.
That was pretty good, homie. I ain't gonna lie. It would at least made me think about it for sure. I would have gave deep thought about this 100,000%. But how many JBs are in the JUCO world right now? That's my next question for you.
There is no JBs, not in the D1 world either. But anyway, we got a special guest on, and we got to ask him about my main man, Tank Dell, and the injury that we saw, witnessed, and got to get a little insight on it. And it is Christmas Eve, man, and this man would not be coming in here if he would be remiss if he wasn't wearing that red and that green. And I can't wait to bring our main man in, Dr. Extraordinaire Smitty, knower of all things, Dr. Jesse Morse. Welcome him in.
Good morning, gentlemen.
That man clean.
I do it for the hoes, Doc. You do it for, like, big acts.
We're still open here, as you can see. So we do have tomorrow off, but people need to be helped and taken care of. So we have to still act appropriately.
100%.
No doubt, no doubt.
At least for
Professionalism
now.
at its finest. Professionalism at its finest. Not like Shannon Sharp. So listen, let's dive into what's going on with Tank Dell, my kid. Great kid, man. Love him to death. Recruited him. Got hurt again for the second time. I had a short viral video I'm going to put out today. A few of those that I went off on his offensive coordinator. This is the second wideout that's been injured because of friendly fire, I like to call it, Doc. Basically, the wide receiver in the same area at the same time. This is inexcusable offensive play calling, continues to happen. This is why he broke his leg. No one else talked about it on mainstream media. I broke it down with Smitty yesterday. There's 4 people in a box of 3 yards, Doc. Inexcusable as an offensive play call in the NFL. That guy should never even be close to Tank Dell in that route concept. We continue to see it in Houston. That's why C.J. Stroud has hit a wall, in my opinion. Bobby Slovic is an issue. Tank Dell got hurt last year, Doc, on the same leg because he went into a loaded box in the red zone and tried to block a 6'6", 295-pound D in at 165 pounds. Again, offensive coordinator malpractice.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Tank Dell's struggling. Break down his injury for us because I want to hear it from you. I do not really know still. I've talked to Tank, but I do not know what is really going on.
I don't know if he fully understands.
No, he don't know. Yeah.
And so you can relay this to him. I'll have a video out in a little bit, kind of breaking it down. He might not have to like what I have to say, but maybe that gives him a little motivation. This is the same leg as last year. Last year, he broke this bone. This year, he dislocated his knee. What does that mean? It means that 3 of the 4 ligaments in here usually have to tear to the point where this moves this way and this moves the other way. So instead of being like this, now they're like this. Initially, if you look at the angle of how he slid, and we'll talk about why it happened in a second, you can see a bone or something that doesn't look linear. Instead of it being flat, you see kind of like this. And that tells me either he fractured his femur, he broke this, which he didn't, or at least we don't think he did, or he dislocated his kneecap, which is possible, but it was likely more than that, or he dislocated his knee. And unfortunately, it was the worst of the 3. It was a dislocation. The only thing that, in my opinion, would have made this worse is if he fractured a bone and it popped through the skin. That's what happened to Alex Smith, to give you reference. Okay, so what happened here and why did it happen? I think his weight, unfortunately, plays a role here. If that was Nico Collins, I don't think it would have happened because he's got a lot more force to run through that player than Dell. But the issue I have is, first of all, why was that player there? His teammate. Right. So and he just got called up from the practice squad. Was he supposed to be there?
Right.
That's a valid question. The second question is, if that player wasn't there, then Dell doesn't have to stop, right? Or he's catching, but I think he only slid because the other guy was there. I think he would have probably tried to catch it standing up. Even if he didn't catch it standing up, he would have been able to slide through, and there's nothing, maybe his cleat catches the turf, but besides that, there's nothing stopping his energy from not dissipating into the air, into the grass. But when you have a force, almost like a wall, so even if his left knee or left leg gets caught and his right leg goes through, it doesn't matter. You went from full speed to stop on a dime. And, is it possible that this being fractured led to some instability here, which predisposed it here? I could justify it. I don't know.
So
it's
let me be
kind of a
clear.
moot point.
Let me be clear. You're saying there was no compound fracture as we know it.
So they've released some, and I'll tell you how I know some of this stuff. So from what we understand, he dislocated his knee and he tore his ACL. The initial report was that he dislocated his kneecap and that's it. That ended up being false. He might have dislocated his kneecap, but unfortunately he dislocated his knee.
So that's a difference. The whole knee, not just the kneecap.
Correct.
I got you.
The last time we have reference of this in the NFL that comes to mind is Teddy Bridgewater. Okay. That's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head.
So what you saw with the pad displacement was the actual knee being dislocated, not the
And that's why they went and stabilized him. They put how they put the air cast like that kind of.
Yeah.
They put that from his hip to his ankle. Whole leg. So that tells you that there's a lot of instability there. Not only that, they brought the ambulance out. You don't see a whole lot of ambulance unless it's a neck injury. Right. So they literally brought the ambulance to him because it was so risky to move him. If University of Kansas was farther away, they probably would have helicoptered him. But it was only 12 miles, so it's not really worth it to just tell people to get out of the way and you'll be fine. He reportedly went back to Houston the next day or somewhere around there. What does that tell me? That tells me that he didn't likely suffer any open fractures or any injuries to the blood vessels behind the knee. And that can happen if you dislocate your knee. You can tear a blood vessel behind, usually the artery, behind the knee. And when that happens is all the blood flow from that blood vessel no longer goes down to the foot, and that foot starts to die. The tissue starts to necrose. And that is a one of the few orthopedic emergencies, and he would have been in the OR within an hour. The fact that he hasn't had surgery yet means that he pretty much didn't tear any vasculature. So did he injure a nerve? Okay, that's possible. But they're not going to, they'll let that kind of heal or fix things. The severity of the knee injury is significant. So people are saying, hey, this is what Nick Chubb did in college or Nick Chubb did last year. No, this is not what Nick Chubb had. 2 bad injuries, but neither were nowhere near as bad as this. That's the problem here. Okay.
Nick Chubb last injury, not even close to this one?
No. Why? Because Nick Chubb had a bad MCL and a bad ACL. But in order to dislocate a knee, you have to tear at least 3, and sometimes what we call the capsule and some of the other stuff that holds the knee together. And the only reason that Nick Chubb didn't suffer what this was last year is because his knee was reconstructed years ago at Georgia, and that likely prevented some of that full force. And he's a bigger guy too. He's much thicker. Yeah. The issue here is that if he tore his MCL, which I'm assuming he did, we know his ACL is torn. That means he's going to have a 2-stage revision, which is what Chubb had. Why? Because you cannot reconstruct the ACL if the MCL or LCL are unstable, because you need to be able to put stability on the knee once the ACL has been reconstructed. So what you would do is you'd reconstruct the MCL first,
let it heal,
wait about 6 weeks, then once it's stable, then you reconstruct the ACL or whatever else. Damn. This is a significant injury. 2025 is out of the question, not realistic at all. The question is this career ending?
Ooh.
And I don't know. I won't put it past him. He's 25. He's still young. But think about it from a Teddy Bridgewater perspective. In my opinion, he was never the same player after that. But he didn't need to run and stop on a dime and cut and rotate and run. He didn't need to do any of that like a wide receiver has to do. So now you're asking him, who has significant instability, and not just one ligament like Puka had earlier. This is at least 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, not including any meniscus, any cartilage injury, any fractures. So there's a lot of moving parts here. We haven't heard full analysis yet, but unfortunately, this is significant. And I'd be curious to see if the surgeon that did to his hip Dr. I have it in my computer somewhere. He's a trauma surgeon in Houston, actually. He's one of the best. He was the one who did to his hip. Is this the severity and the level of care of surgeon that they need, or can a traditional ortho surgeon do this? Not trauma surgeon.
Is it Dr. Chip Route?
Yeah, Route. That's what it is. Yeah, that's who did. That's who did to us. And I wouldn't be surprised if they at least talked to him about it.
In Tank's, I texted him yesterday. In Tank's case here, so people don't understand out here. The kneecap is like a floating bone surrounded by cartilage and ligaments that can displace, and you can actually pop it back. I've had mine pop back.
Correct.
This is not a kneecap. I see a lot of chat people. This is a knee. This is
initially Rappaport said kneecap, which is why I think people. Yes. But if you don't, and I actually screenshotted it, Schefter's, just to make sure I wasn't reading it wrong. It is true knee, not a kneecap. If it was kneecap, not a huge deal. He would be fine.
Kneecap, he'd have been back. Shit, he'd be fine.
Correct. So there's different levels of kneecap. I'll kind of clarify this. If you just dislocate your kneecap, but you don't tear what we call MPFL, and I'll tell you what that is in a sec, you'll have a Mahomes situation from a couple years ago. He came back like 3 weeks later. Okay. Maybe in a route runner, maybe a little bit different, maybe not quite as quickly, but that's not a huge deal. If you tear the MPFL, which is the ligament that holds the kneecap in place, and the only way you can get this kneecap to be over here is if you tear the MPFL. It doesn't stretch that far, and the MPFL basically holds the kneecap kind of in place like this. So you pretty much have to tear it so that it can do whatever the heck it wants. They would reconstruct that. It takes about 6 months, and then he would start running routes and so on and so forth.
Is this kind of like Lattimore, South Carolina running back that blew out his shit? Is this similar to that, or a Napoleon McCallum type of thing, or what is it?
I don't know the references for those, so I'd have to look it up off the top of my head. But what
was his name? Lattimore, South Carolina. I forgot. I think he tore like
Lattimore, but
there's not too many injuries worse than this in the knee. This is pretty much. I mean, yes, there's always crazy.
This is one of the worst knee injuries you could possibly sustain.
Correct.
God.
Unfortunately, and
great to hear that.
I think his size plays a role. He's 165, 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there. So it is what it is, right? That's kind of what makes him good, right? Obviously, but at the same time, he doesn't have a whole lot of muscle mass on there. He doesn't have a whole lot of energy that he can plow through that player. I think it was Jared Wayne. But either way, it's just an unfortunate injury, and he's going to have to move mountains to even have a semi-functioning normal knee. Never mind NFL caliber knee.
Man, we can't.
Happy to help whenever I can.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I'm. He's from your area, so I'll see what's going on. If he's down there, I might have to connect you guys because I'm sure he'll be home now doing this. Not in Houston, so we'll see. I know him and CJ are boys, so they'll be doing this a lot of stuff in the off season once the Texans season ends. But we're any before you get out of here, any other updates going forward? Especially we're going into tomorrow's
So tomorrow's Christmas games are really going to throw me off. My whole schedule is upside down now.
I know.
We don't have obviously 2 games on Thursday or Wednesday, a game on Thursday, and a bunch of games on Saturday. So this week is a hot mess. Because all the teams that they're playing tomorrow played on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So Justice Hill suffered a concussion on Saturday. He doesn't have enough time to clear the protocol, so he's going to be out. Zay Flowers, we don't know if that shoulder injury is severe, if they're just being smart. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. George Pickens should return. He was a full practice yesterday. He is still at high risk for re-injury. He's still, he's only about 3-ish weeks out from a grade 2 hamstring. That's usually closer to 6 weeks than it is to 4. So, but, maybe they limit his routes, but either way, I think George Pickens is back. In terms of, Chris Jones. Okay, so this is kind of flown on the radar so far. Chris Jones suffered a calf strain.
Ooh,
okay, grade 1. Okay, why is this a big deal? Well, first of all, he's probably their best defensive player, or one of the top 3 anyway.
Yeah.
But you need the calf to be explosive. The other issue is this is the third, but will be the second of 3 games in 10 days or 12 days, whatever it is. The issue with calves is that they do not heal quickly, and they're notorious for re-injury. I mean, notorious. You could be 95% and tweak it and miss another month. Like, they suck. They're awful injuries. He is vital for them making and potentially winning another Super Bowl. So I don't think it's worth it for them to bring him back in a, I wouldn't say meaningless, but less meaningful game, week 17 or 18, when in my opinion, they should hold him out into the first round of the playoffs. Because if he re-injures this calf to a grade 2, he's probably done for the season.
Damn.
Or you're playing with fire in the Super Bowl,
It's a
which
wrap.
he would probably play through, but he just wouldn't be, re-injury rate would be astronomical. So that's why, in my opinion, if it's a true grade 1 gastroc or the big ones in the back, he might want to play, but it's not in his best interest to play.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Doc. Don't a lot of these calf strains tend to like potentially lead to like Achilles situations as well?
Well, there's I mean, we haven't seen any data to technically support it, but we have plenty of examples of high-level athletes that tore their Achilles after suffering a calf strain. Kevin Durant.
Durant, of course, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. Those are just 2 that come to mind. So, even if it's direct or indirect, you're kind of playing with fire. Yeah. So, especially for a guy that's as big as he is, that's going to go up against linemen that are going to be pushing back on him, and he has to use that extra force generated through the calf to use his legs to push. And it's not just once. It's 20, 30, 40, 50 rushes a game. So, I just think it's risky. This isn't Mahomes and his high ankle. This is unfortunately a bigger deal, and that's why I think they should hold him out. Obviously, we'll see what happens.
They got to win 1 or 2, I believe, to lock up the AFC, though, right?
I believe so, yes. The Bills were playing with fire with my Patriots, but I will take it. They ended up winning. This game is big, and their offense looks legit. You saw how important Hollywood Brown was to them. They looked even more challenging, and imagine if Rashee Rice was there. Pacheco does not look very good at all. Hunt looks better than him. Some of that's rust, probably from that ankle fibular fracture. But I mean, they have Hopkins, they have Kelsey, they have Hollywood, they have Worthy. Like they have plenty of weapons, and their defense has been doing pretty good so far. So, I think it's probably in their best interest to avoid playing Jones at least this week. And realistically, if they lock it up, what's the point next week?
The Eagles lose a tough game because the 1 seed was in play. Now the Lions, Vikings are going to fight that out. It seems like Jalen Hurts goes out with a concussion. Would you play him if the 1 seed is out? Doesn't really matter if they're the 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have to go on the road. Would you play Jalen Hurts remainder of this year?
So, good question. There's a 60 to 70% chance he misses next week or this upcoming week. That's what the data shows for concussions. He wanted to go back in the game, which is not surprising. But they were adamant about making sure he did not sustain a concussion, and it sounds like he obviously did. At some point in time, you could have said, well, maybe they're just being careful. But they blew a 21-7 lead and lost the game. That shows you the difference between Hurts and Pickett, in my opinion. I don't think they lose that game if Hurts is in the game. And not only that, that was a significant swing for fantasy. That was the semifinals. And he was probably on 50 to 80% of teams that were on the semifinals. And he scored 4.54 fantasy points. He probably averages between 20 and 30. So you have people that I had him, but I my team was just ended up doing fine. But most people went from, first seed, second seed to out because of him. It is what it is, but it's just unfortunate, if I were the Eagles, knowing that I can't really progress anymore, maybe they give him, assuming he clears the protocol for week 18, maybe they give him a couple snaps, play a first quarter or something like that. Just, pad stats a little bit, something like that. But in general,
the Cowboys, who had nothing to play for, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I was impressed with the Commanders there. I was impressed with Jaden Daniels. That kid is a stud. But in general, I think it's a real question. And there was a decent number of injuries this week. Aaron Rodgers has a high ankle sprain. James Conner potentially season-ending right knee injury. Kenneth Walker re-injured his ankle and is probably going to be out this week. CeeDee Lamb re-injured that shoulder again. Drake London with a new hamstring strain. T. Higgins tweaked his ankle, but I think he'll be fine. Njoku injured his knee, and DTR injured his calf and potentially could miss this week. So maybe we see Zappy, the former Patriots. Obviously, they want to tank because they put Jameis Winston in the third emergency QB last week. And then we saw Christian Watson with a knee injury yesterday. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I think Carr's done for the year. That game was awful last night. I think Montgomery could potentially come back in the second or third round of playoffs. He won't be 100%, and he's playing with fire a little bit, but I think it's possible. I think Kamara's probably done for the year. At least from a fantasy perspective. And then it'll be interesting to see who the Cardinals end up running out at running back, depending on how healthy each one is. More for fantasy purpose than regular life.
They were eliminated. Yeah.
Waddle got lucky, but he's still probably going to miss maybe another week. We'll see. And then most of the other guys have been pretty good. Kate Otten probably could have been used. They kind of blew that game on Sunday night. But he missed it with a knee.
Hey, Doc, just a wild question before you get out of here, before you head on to Christmas break. Anywhere in the world, if the Lions, let's say, go on a Super Bowl run, they get a bye, and Aiden Hutchinson, will he be able to play this year?
I think there's an outside chance that he could play in the Super Bowl.
So what is his injury by definition?
If I remember correctly, he had a tibia fracture. I have to.
And he can come
about 6
back.
8 weeks. I have to look exactly what he did. He had surgery. He's probably in the process of rehabbing now. He's probably got another month.
Wow.
I liken it to Mark Andrews last year when he came back for like one game or whatever after his crazy fibula fracture. So he won't be 100%. He'll be limited, but I think there's a chance, an outside chance, he could potentially play. But as he gets closer, we'll see. But I think it's possible, because basically he would have to play for half hour, and then if they make the Super Bowl, maybe a couple hours, and then he has 8-9 months to rehab again. So I think it's the juice is worth the squeeze if everything works out.
Take a couple questions. Latrell in the chat, who played for me, who thinks he's a doctor now, unfucking believable. But anyway, any chance Brandon Graham comes back if the Eagles want to run? I think he tore his bicep, I believe.
Though I have to see the timing of it. I'm trying to remember if it was bicep or tricep. If it was tricep, probably not. If it's bicep, it depends on the timing. Usually those are closer to 3 months than to 2 months. If he tore the distal bicep, which is right here, and the problem with that is you can't extend because you can't fire your bicep. They basically there's the tendon that attaches to the bone, it tears off. So you basically have to lasso it, put it on a screw, and put it into the forearm. And you have to wait about 4 to 6 weeks for that to start integrating before you can stress that tendon. If not, it will come out of the bone again. So that's part of the issue. If it's a distal biceps tendon repair, that he'll have to see if he can, if that's possible, or maybe he wears a brace or something to limit how much force he can use. If it's a tricep, it becomes much harder. Because that is an extension issue. So if they tear it, he'll tear it again. So that's why if it's a tricep, it's unlikely. If it's a bicep, it's possible. I just have to see the timing of when it happened. When it happened during the season.
Got you, man. Doc, can't thank you enough. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the fam. We'll see you next week after Christmas as we get ready. New Year's Eve will be our next show with you. So Can't wait for that. Hopefully the aliens don't attack us or you. And wear that green jacket when the Green Eye Bandits roll down into town.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Take care.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. The balloons. I love it.
The balloons. Hey, this is why, dog. This is why I almost have to have members only all the time. Because this fucking idiot right here, who wants to come in 1 minute ago and ask what's up with Tank Dell. Hey, you fucking Travis Hunter lookalike. You fucking missed the entire part of Tank Dell's show, which was 30 minutes long. We talked about Tank Dell for 30 fucking minutes. Travis Hunter. Holy fuck, man. How about you don't just blurt out shit? Stop blurring out shit, motherfucker. Just come in and ask a question first. Don't just say, what's up with Tank? Like you run the show,
That is a question, though. That's how he asks questions. He's a young dude from the hood. That's how he asks the question.
Well, I'm teaching the motherfucker different. How about you come in and say, hey, did I miss the Tank Dell discussion? That's a question, motherfuckers. Shit.
Now I'm
what up with Tank? What up with Tank, yo? Hey, what up with Tank, yo? This is a little motherfucker that I pushed down the goddamn aisle at 7-Eleven because he disrespects an old lady too. Bitch ass motherfucking punk ass generation.
Why you putting him like this though?
Don't worry about it, homie.
And why you calling Travis Hunter? That's a little racist. He look nothing like Travis. All dark skinned black men don't look the exact same. That's like me calling you something.
I didn't go that way. But let me ask you something. We didn't do quote of the day yet, homie, because of you. Because of you, we haven't even done quote of the day, homie.
Well, we gotta hear you because I had a boo boo.
What?
I do quote of the day brought to you by BetUS, man. Go to BetUS, use promo code JB. And what's the perks that you get, JB? Remind the people again.
What's what?
What's the perks that you receive by using code JB on BetUS? Remind the people again.
You tell us.
We get insurance, we get protection, and I want to say, is it 150% welcome bonus?
You get shorts?
You get insurance plus protection.
Oh, damn. I'm not supposed to say insurance. I thought you said shorts, homie.
I talk fast.
You get 150% bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit.
Up to $2,000. You get insurance.
Your first deposit, you get insurance and protection, yes.
And you got to use
and you can bet tomorrow's. Yes, and you can bet tomorrow's Mina Kimes games. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS, Smitty. Christmas spirit, Smitty. Wake up, everybody. Clap, Smitty. We got some rhythm in the room. Can we get some rhythm in the room? You black, I'm white. I'm white, you black. Let's bring some rhythm to the house. You can give without loving, Big Smitty, but you cannot love without giving.
Ooh, two things.
Let me do it again for the quote of the day. This is Christmas spirit quote of the day. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving.
That's a bar. That's a BAR. That's a BAR. Two things can't be true, Jazzy Jazz. Two things can't be true, Lucy Lou, Jean. There's no, hold on. Forget all that.
What?
Come on now.
Good shit, Travis.
Come on now.
Good shit, homie.
He didn't mind you, like, you know what I mean, ripping into him.
That's why I test him. That's why when cats say, I'm going to enter the portal, coach, I say, get the fuck out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, motherfucker.
Hey, look. My fault, Bailey. Go, Bailey. Now what?
Now what? He's still ugly with a horse's mouth, motherfucker. That's what. He's still ugly.
Now what, homie?
Don't mean you're not ugly.
He makes more money than you too, homie.
What's his name?
Orion. He makes more money than you too.
What is his name?
We call him Lil O in the hood. Lil O.
What's his name though?
Orion.
Motherfucker said Orion, homie. I'm sure it's Orion, right? What's your name, homie? Is it Orion? Orion? Is it Orion? I'm sure it's Orion or something.
He said Orion. It's Orion. I'm gonna call him Orion though. From now on, Lil O.
Because he want to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Orion and all this so shit. He probably got a white girl. Probably got a white girl. We already know what that is.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got a white girl.
Live in South Florida. He ain't got nothing but
He got a white girl, and that's an Oreo.
He ain't got nothing but hot Cheetos around him and fucking Kool-Aid sticks. He got him a sister. Well, actually, he ain't got no girlfriend, but he's fucking on sisters. So what I'm saying.
Man, I think he fucks fat white girls. I think he fucks fat white bitches.
Yeah, young. He's like 17 years old. Like he in the street.
No, that's my experience tells me little skinny motherfuckers fuck fat white girls.
He a good dude though. Like he a good dude at heart.
We don't know. I think he's a shitbird personally.
Well, he's a shitbird, but no.
I'm a good character, homie.
He's a fuck.
He a shitbird. He want to go around. He drive around the hood, fucking around. He got money. He do this with his mama's $100 bank account.
He do this with the money sleeves down the arm.
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
No, JB, you ain't never seen the hood cats like spread the money down their arm like this.
No, I don't do the money thing. No, I don't do the money thing because if I see it, I'm taking your money.
No, I'm not saying I do. I'm saying some of the young dudes be doing that.
Yeah, I don't do the money thing. Contrary to beliefs, before we take commercial break, brought to you by Prize Picks. You quiet now. There are those who hold on.
That's what? God, homie. That's God, homie. Yeah, I'm
right, homie. Contrary to belief, brought to you by
Prize Picks. Go to Prize Picks right now.
Use the promo code Coach JB. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. Contrary to belief. I don't ever get shit, Smitty. I give. I don't get shit. I give. That's my reward, homie. I cook tomorrow. I'm cooking ham, homie. I'm smoking a lamb leg. It's this big. About a $200 Costco Select a lamb leg like this, homie. I got a lamb leg like this, homie. I'm smoking a lamb leg tomorrow. Steve Kim's coming by, Smitty. You won't come by because you're too good. I'm smoking a lamb leg. I'm smoking I'm doing a ribeye roast. I'm doing a ribeye roast, but smoke that. I'm smoking a ham, a half a pig. I got a half a pig. They cut it right in half at Costco Select. You get the whole pig, cut that bitch in half. It's expensive. And then I'm doing a 22-pound turkey. I'm gonna smoke it, and then I got some tri-tip. I'm doing mac cheese. I'm doing sweet potatoes, my specialty, and then I'm doing some red potato mashed potatoes. I do every year, garlic mashed potatoes. That's red tomatoes. Potatoes that I do. That's unbelievable. And then I'll do. I'm doing 2 fruit pies that I make every holiday. Oh. It's unbelievable. Real fruit, all real, cut myself. I bake the pie crust.
Fruit pie.
I get Cool Whip, mix it up with the real fruit.
Cool Whip.
A little bit of cinnamon on top. Put it in the crust after I get it out the oven. Put it in there. Let it sit for about 15. Slap it in the refrigerator. I'm gonna do 2 of those. Take them out in about an hour. And by the time Mina Kimes gets on TV, we'll be able to eat that. Have our drink, our Palomas and our whiskeys, and our Steve will drink Makers and Coke. I'll do it for the hoes. We got a lot going on tomorrow, Christmas Day. I'm going to cook right here at the house. The homie Ruben, after the traumatic events. Oh, shit. Did you hear what we missed on, homie?
No, homie.
So remember I told you we were in the Poseidon. Yeah. Did you see what? Homie, apparently we just missed getting like fucking flipped.
Homie, you lying, homie.
You didn't see Santa Cruz, California yesterday, homie?
I don't watch the news, homie. What happened?
The whole pier went in the water, homie.
Homie, are you kidding me?
There was a huge underwater Pacific swell, they call it. And that's why the waves were coming in the thing yesterday. The breakwater didn't even stop that in Long Beach. Homie, the waves were coming in breakwater. Dog, Santa Cruz got blasted. Fucking the whole coast got blasted.
Homie.
I'm just telling you, we were getting it. We were just lucky enough. They said yesterday Long Beach was fucking like this, homie. Just, man.
Is your yacht okay? Did it sink?
Huh?
Is your yacht okay, or did it sink?
It won't sink, but it's cool. We'll see. That's why I gotta get it out of the water sometime. I want to take it to a lake, homie, like Havasu or something.
Yeah, go to Lake Havasu. My barber go there all the time. Have a good ass time, food, get a little like they do the whole nine. My barber goes to Lake Havasu all the time.
And he black?
Yeah. True brother, like
interesting.
Chuck Taylor.
My brothers Havasu used to be straight redneck. They might have been like the thing.
No, we
back in the day.
Yeah, we took that shit over. Anytime black people decide to come together, we take shit over. Can't nobody stop us. Anytime we come together, we only stop ourselves. If we take over sport, we take over any level thing we want to take over. We have that power. We are the most dominant species on this earth. It's just that our problem is ourselves. We're in this crabs in the bucket mentality, and we don't come together. But when we lock in, can't none of y'all motherfuckers stop us. Look, Jazzy said, "Damn, just lamb leg. I'm flying tonight." She ain't talking about the actual lamb, though, homie.
Flying out. Oh, Jazzy. I thought it was Gawk Gawk.
She ain't talking about the actual lamb leg. If you feel.
Let's take a commercial. I need to get coffee real quick, clear the throat.
Yeah, I need some tea. I need the boo.
I'm gonna get a coffee, and then we're back with Steve Kim to talk about his Saudi Arabia trip with Fury and Usyk or whatever his name is. And did you see Fury's shorts?
Homie.
Did you see the girl that threw out Drummond last night? The female ref.
She said, "Hey, I fucked up." At least she admitted it, though, and owned up to it, and then brought him back in.
Why is she the main ref? Why is she a main ref in an all-man sport?
Why not? I mean, anyway, why not?
Because you saw why not.
Man, dudes fuck up all the time. Stop, Jason.
Anyway, stop defending it. We'll talk about it when we get back. Don't call me Jason on the rest of the show. I can't wait to blast this broad being a ref in the man sport. Can't wait for it. I'm here for the smoke today. It's the last show of the week. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member of the greatest show on planet Earth. Subscribe to our other channel that we're also live on right now. Go over there, subscribe, but watch here. It's a slow Christmas Eve, but guess what? We still here for you guys. And because we're the realest show on planet Earth.
You could be resting right now. We're literally here only for you. This is my holiday. I love Jesus. I love God. I'm here for y'all. We'll be back in 5.
Might do 4 hours. Might do a 4-hour show today then. All right. See you back in 3.
What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance. Yeah. Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe, the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me, JB.
I might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
all this is mine, right?
Hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go first round.
Go first round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First round, the highest quality.
First round performance. Go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace.
What up, what up, what up? We're back on this Christmas Eve special. And we're back with the main man, the Korean Cosell, the Crouching Tiger Hidden Gems, the co-host of Whitlock's Fearless, plus the 3 Knockdown Rule with Mario Lopez. Make sure you follow it on YouTube today. Fresh back from Saudi Arabia for the Fury fight, Usyk. And I can't wait to hear the stories. He'll be over here for Football Palooza tomorrow to watch Mina Kimes talk cover 2. The main man, Steve Kim, joins us. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member. Steve, what up?
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You made it home, huh?
Yeah, it was good. There was really no delays, thankfully, because I packed. I actually checked a piece of luggage, and the whole time there and all the way back.
How was that flight?
Well, all right, so we left on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Morning, Smitty.
Good morning.
We left at 11, so it's from LAX to JFK. That's New York. So that's about 5.5, 6 hours. And then we get about a 2-hour layover. And from there, we went to Qatar. Guys, those airports in the Middle Eastern countries are immaculate. I mean, they are like palaces. It's not like anything that we have. Even our best airports, I think, are really pale in comparison, especially if you have first-class treatment and you get to go to the lounges. So from Qatar, we had another hour or so layover, and then we go to Saudi Arabia at that point. So
Did you get U.S. Emirates, or what did you fly?
Yeah, Emirates was one of the airlines. And on the way back, we had to go to, I forgot where we went to. We had a short flight, and then we go to London Heathrow. And then from London Heathrow, we had a 12-hour flight into LAX. And there is one thing that's good about the longer layovers of at least an hour and a half. I think it increases your chances of not having your luggage lost. You don't have to worry about hitting a connection and stuff of that nature. But it was good. My contact lens ripped in my eye on Thursday night, so I was almost looking like the Raider logo without the patch, and that affected me for about 14, 16 hours. But we got a lot done. Got to do the Ring Magazine podcast, got to interview Dimitri Bivol, as you see right there. Got to interview the president of the WBO, Gustavo Olivari, good friend of mine. Then also Vladimir Klitschko, did a session with him.
Oh.
And then I also did right there, I'm in studio. They did a makeshift studio where I did the Ring Magazine watch-along alternative broadcast for The Zone. And that was a lot of fun. And then I got to watch the fight. That right there, and that's the Ring Magazine gala that they had on Thursday night that I went to. That was a lot of fun. So it was a fun, productive trip. I got that off the checklist, so a lot got done. And as for the fight itself, look, I think a lot of British fans aren't necessarily happy with me. I believe that Alexander Usyk clearly won that fight, I think by a wider margin than he did in May. I had it 117, 111. He was elusive. He was quick. He landed a lot of left hands, more combinations, and he finished much stronger down the stretch than the Gypsy King. Gypsy King, I think, came in a little bit too heavy, faltered down the stretch, looked like he had a piano on his back the last 3 rounds. And when it was all said and done, I believe the judges got it right, 116, 112 across the board. So I'm right in line with them. And then I'm here back now in beautiful, kind of cloudy gray Southern California.
Man,
I heard him talk. Fury came on after it. Him and his guys are, of course, defending himself and was like, I didn't get hurt one time. I got a few marks on my face, but other than that, I thought I won the fight. So I didn't get to see the fight. So you're saying no way in shape or form did he have a shot to win the fight, Fury, huh?
No, look, were there close rounds? Yes. But a lot of close rounds can be won, the majority of them, by one fighter. That's just the reality. And when I see the guy landing the cleaner punches, more of them, controlling the action, and look, even though he was 55 pounds heavier, there were good stretches of the fight where it was Usyk, the aggressor, on his front foot, landing the body consistently. And I thought the 5th round was the only one that was clearly for Fury. Even some of the rounds that I shaded to him, I said, wow, there's an argument here. So were there close rounds? Yes. But were the majority of them won by one guy? In my opinion, yes.
Got you, man. Well, I'm glad you made it back, safe and sound, man. That's a special trip. Like you said, kind of a bucket list thing to do. So it's amazing to be able to experience that, Steve. Kind of staying in the boxing realm for now, I want to pivot to Gervonta Davis put out like a story post. I'm sure you saw, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, saying that his fight was canceled. Do you have any information on that? What's going on there?
He put something up on Instagram saying the fight is canceled, not go, but can't. And okay, so he could be trolling. He could be upset about something. As of right now, nothing official has come from the actual promotion. Nobody has really reported it. We talked about it on the 3 knockdown rule, Mario and I, that Tank Davis said the fight is canceled. That doesn't mean much. As of right now, I don't really know. I don't think anyone really knows. And until we see an official press release, I'm not convinced that fight is either canceled or happening either way.
Got you. Interesting. I mean, you never know what you think.
Yeah. Steve, I haven't got to talk to you since you went down to Saudi. And I went crazy. A lot of issues going on over the weekend. Tank Dell, former player of mine, blew out his knee. I blame the offensive coordinator fully in totality. No one else, I didn't see anyone else go with that approach. I showed it yesterday. We'll drop the video today. The OC continues to just basically ruin Tank Dell's career, put him in the box, loaded the DN last year in the end zone, 160 pounds. This year, he puts a guy, same friendly fire injury. He's in the same goddamn area as Tank when he catches the touchdown. Probably Dr. Morse just said one of the worst knee injuries you could possibly sustain. So we don't know where we are. I blame Bobby Sovic. Having said that, college football playoff was here, and thank God it's gone, the first round. But what do I know, Steve? Only a year ago did I say this is an absolute fucking mockery and a joke. This 12-team playoff thing is an absolute laugher. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm betting a lot of money. Texas is going to mollywop Arizona State, and Penn State's going to fucking destroy Boise, and you're going to have half the tournament be another set of blowouts. This is a joke. And how do we fix it, Steve, if we do it all?
Well, I don't think you can fix it because when they make the next change, it will not be to take away teams. They're going to add teams. They're going to make it a 16-team tournament. It's just the way it is.
Man.
Look, I always thought that the 8-team playoff format was the perfect middle ground because you could still have at-large bids. You'd still get multiple teams from a certain conference. Everyone knows which one that'll get their bids. Here's the issue. I actually predicted about every game perfectly. I did think Clemson was going to cover, and they gave up that big score. The home teams in round one, I thought were all significantly better. But they were also the teams in northern climates for the most part outside of Texas. And I really believe some of those teams, when they travel to a different part of the country in a different time zone, they were shocked because I don't think a lot of those kids had ever played in a cold weather game like that. Indiana, they're in the same state. I didn't really mean that one. But I was pretty confident that Ohio State, who I still believe has an incredibly talented roster, was going to run away from Tennessee. I look at some of these other games, and you're right. Look, SMU, their national championship was just being one of the first 12. But I didn't give them much of a shot. And again, Penn State, those kids are probably used to playing in colder weather than young men that are in Dallas most of the time. So none of this surprised me. And I think people are now under the realization that maybe 12 teams is really too much. Here's the reality. There are 12 teams that might be playoff worthy. There ain't 12 teams that could actually win the national championship.
No, I think we should get rid of 10 of them and just play 1 versus 2.
Come on. Well, we're not doing that. I mean, we're not going back to the BCS. Come on.
So bad. I missed the BCS. Holy shit, this was horrible. Hey, Steve, real quick, before we move on, I got to ask you, the playing at home is it's even dumber than the 12-team playoff scenario, in my opinion. Playing the first-round teams at home is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Again, the NCAA, Non-Carrying Assholes of America, are wiping their hands clean of paying for anything, marketing for anything, paying for flights, putting guys in bowl games and giving them watches and PlayStations and everything that we used to do in big-time bowl game scenarios. Now we're saying you guys host them, we wipe our hands clean, and then we'll play an Indiana team who was fucking god-awful, played nobody and beat nobody. We'll put them in the playoff against a team in Indiana and Notre Dame, but we'll play them in 12-degree weather where we know Indiana throws the football all over the fucking park, and we'll make sure that limits even them being as good as they can be, which we did not get to see. Any bowl game in the history of football is played in either A, Mercedes-Benz, the Rose Bowl, warm weather climate, Arizona, or Jerry Dome. Why we didn't play any of those games in those places? Lucas Fieldhouse would have been a great fucking venue for Indiana Notre Dame in the state of Indiana. That makes no sense, though. But I'm just trying to figure out why we would play and put 2 teams in harm's way weather-wise when we want to see a good product in the playoffs.
Yeah, but Coach,
Indiana plays in the cold, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the same. But Coach, here's the argument: if it's a playoff, we're talking about playoff weather. Part of playing and winning a championship in this sport is overcoming the elements. In other words, you start on Labor Day weekend where you might get heat stroke, and you have to overcome the ability to have frostbite.
I agree. You sound soft, JB.
Smitty. You guys are not. You're missing something. No, you're not. Indiana did not play in this weather, Smitty, contrary to your belief. You know why? Because this weather ended in fucking October. This is December 24th. It's colder in Indiana, Smitty.
Playoff football.
We didn't play there. Hey, Steve, my point is, we've never had playoffs in cold weather scenarios. Never. We've never played a playoff game in a cold weather.
But it is a new day, and that is why one of the incentives to win every game and to get a higher seed, if you're not going to win the conference, to get a home playoff game.
Yep.
I equate it to this. You gave my constipation the runs. That's how good that turned out to be. I was fucking constipated on the 12-team playoff, and then you played it in cold weather, and I just shitted on myself. It was so bad that it was unbelievable. I went from bad to worse. I got to see worse football and even become an even horrible
I would have the
product.
runs to be constipated.
Yeah, you don't know if you're coming or going there, but look, in my view,
Steve, I thought it was horrible.
I have to watch some of the highlights and the condensed games because I was really busy, and I didn't know this in Saudi Arabia. Your ESPN app does not work. You don't get the U.S. programming. I tried to look for streams on YouTube, and those things got shut down real quick. I only saw snippets. Today, when I go to the office later all day, I got to go review the games. None of the results really surprised me all that much. But again, Coach JB, I will say this. In football, part of the hallmark or the expectation is that you overcome the elements. Yes. And that means coming into mid to late November, all the way till not the Super Bowl, but all the way to the championship games, you may have to be built for cold, snow, and sleet and rain. That's
You're
part
saying
of the deal.
now. You're saying now. I'm saying we've never had to see it
No,
before.
well, we never had a 12-team playoff either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I told Smitty yesterday, this is a mockery in all facets, shapes, and forms. Bump college football to August, number one. Separate yourself from the NFL so you don't have 2 NFL games on at the exact same time your first round of your 12-team playoff start in college football. It was the worst look for college football that you can imagine. Not only is it a horrible product, now you're competing with NFL games at the exact same time on a Saturday. College football forward thinking should know the NFL starts playing on Saturdays at this time. How about we bump up to August so these bowl games that we see the 12 teams start in December early, and you don't even have the weather elements. You can keep the home field advantage, not have these weather elements. They'll be a little cool, but it ain't going to be 12 minus and snow. So now you are competing with NFL. Now you dismiss that. See what's happening, Steve, with this ruling last night with the JUCO prep thing that I've been discussing. You're now trying to be the NFL minor league in everything you do. And it is becoming quite obvious as that's what you're doing. By this rule, by the ruling we've seen last week with the Pavia kid, and now with JUCO becoming, I don't know what it's going to become, Steve, a prep school, I guess. That's to be determined. But we're trying to compete with the NFL now at the college level, which is making this an even worse.
I don't disagree with you. I believe college is for young men to be there 4 to 5 years, or maybe 3 to 5. I don't like saying what's going on with the guys with the 8th year of eligibility.
And Steve, I'm only saying it to make your point. Like to Smitty's point, you guys are saying the elements and the weather's part of it. It never used to be, is my point. Your guys are saying that's what it'll be going forward, which is what? NFL playoff model. That's the NFL is the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not college. Yeah.
Well, look, you got player movement, players getting paid. Pretty soon you'll probably have trades. You'll probably have a waiver wire.
You got GMs. Belichick literally hired Lombardi as a GM from North Carolina, like his NFL. What it is. Well, let's move on to one of our top lists. One of our lists, JB, man. Top surprises / top disappointments of the NFL, specifically with the teams, man. Let's pull up JB's list first, if we could do that. And let's break down your list.
I want Steve to critique this. This is NFL, Steve. My biggest disappointments right now, I tossed and turned with these 3 at the top in every which way. I put the Jets at 1, and then I flopped it to the Cowboys, I flopped it to the Niners. I'm going to go with the Niners because that's the most overrated coach in the history of NFL. and I had to go with them. He's absolutely done nothing but ruin NFL Super Bowl ready rosters. That's what he's done. He's ruined NFL Super Bowl ready rosters his whole life. So I'm going to put them at 1. Cowboys, as an organization that Steve is very fond of and have experience with people in the organization, it's an absolute shit show. Jerry World is blowing up in front of our very eyes. And then the Jets, for what we thought they were supposed to be with that roster, it seems like they have a lot of fake-ass good boys and overpaid underachievers on that roster nucleus. The Jaguars, I just think we thought they would be a lot better in this in a mediocre AFC South. I thought they would perform better. Doug Peterson's a lame duck coach right now with Sunshine, who's underperformed. And then the Bengals, they're still in the playoff hunt now because their offense is unbelievable and Burrow's having an all-time season. But they've been a disappointment, to say the least, because we all thought they would be a Super Bowl contender to start the season. Any disagreements, you guys? Go ahead, Steve. You go at it first. Who would you move around? Who would you add?
Well, the Bengals are a team. If I'm a top seed, I don't want to see them because they are an absolute wild card. They not literally would be a wild card. I'm just saying figuratively with that offense, and you face Joe Burrow, who's playing as well as he ever had with those 2 wideouts outside in the overall offense. I would hate to have to see them. You know, the Niners are a disappointment, and I got the sense early, and I said it to Whitlock about 2.5 months ago, that Super Bowl window may have closed, and now they're older, they're getting more banged up, they can't keep guys on the field. Even a guy like Deebo Samuels looks like he's lost a step. and he was never what I'd call an outright top-end speed guy. And he
wasn't a wideout.
Yeah, well, he's not a guy that has a great top-end speed. The Jets are certainly a disappointment. The Jets, in my view, should move on from Aaron Rodgers and have a complete structural reorganization of that whole franchise. You can't change the owner, but from everyone else down, you have to look at what you're doing and how you're running that team, and then just blow it up. Just absolutely blow it up. The list looks pretty good to me. And as for the Jaguars, I don't want to say it, but I have to be honest. Trevor Lawrence is looking like, I don't want to say a bust, but I would say a legitimate disappointment as the number 1 pick.
Smitty, let's show your shitty list.
Yeah, show my shitty list. I think we'll have some similar teams on there, though. I just kind of moved some orders around and added one different team. I actually got the Jets at the top of my list just because of all the expectations, all the hype coming into the season. We thought they were a quarterback away, and we thought, hey, Aaron Rodgers coming there healthy with that defense, the way they played last season, all those young weapons on offense, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, all these guys. We thought the Jets were going to be not just a playoff team. JB had them as, I think, a true Super Bowl contender. So the fact that they looked complete opposite of that, I have just put them at the top of the list. It was all the hype for nothing. Number 2, I got the Bengals. You got Joe Burrow, who a lot of people believe is the second best quarterback in the NFL, right behind Patrick Mahomes, a guy who had a lot of success against the Chiefs and been one of the only guys other than Brady who actually beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, been to a Super Bowl, and to be in a position where they're fighting to even make the playoffs this year. I know Burrow was playing great. The offense looks great, but why are they in this position? Why do the Bengals every year, it seems like they start off their season 1-5 or 2-4 or some weird start to where they put themselves in a hole. Now they got to climb out of it. You can't be a top quarterback and then fight for the playoffs. I mean, you think about Peyton Manning when during his era, and Brady and all the old school quarterbacks. We never had to think about them missing the playoffs. So it just seems weird that they're in this position. Number 3, gotta go with the Niners. Super Bowl contenders year in and year out. They come in here and now they're missing the playoffs, something that I don't think anybody would have ever expected. Now, the only little bit of a pass that I give them and this next team to an extent is that the Niners has been hit with the injury bug. Now, even prior to that, they were not looking that good. So I'm not saying they would be a whole different team, but not having CMC for majority of the year, Trent Williams went down. They lost Ayuk. All that was tough. So
why are the Rams 9-6?
Yeah,
they've been actually injured more. They've actually had more injuries than the Niners. Just throwing it out there, dog. Just throwing it out there.
Great note. Number 4, we got the Dallas Cowboys, who they lost their quarterback, but even when Dak was there, they were losing. I remember that clip of him on the sideline. I can't remember who they were playing against, but he's like, man, we suck. He just straight up just said it. So, I mean, the Cowboys actually been fighting pretty hard these last few games and, kind of at least, I guess ending on a good note, but they are missing the playoffs as well, and that's something that you would never expect. And then last but not least, the one team I got that's different than JB's is actually the Browns, man. I don't know. I just feel like the Browns nuclear defense and the weapons they had coming into the season on offense with Judy, and originally they had who's my other receiver? Cooper was on the team as well before he got traded to the Bills. But I thought this Browns team actually had some. I thought the Browns team could actually compete, but Deshaun Watson is horrible. And I think just that rubbed off on the entirety of the team. And the defense can only play good for so long. When you're on the field all damn game, you're going to give us some points. So these are my top 5. Just really same teams other than one. Just kind of switch the order up a little bit. So
yeah, I like forget Browns made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco.
Steve, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question in the middle of this. We didn't do our poll question, but the poll question is something I wanted to ask you. Is Russell Wilson the reason for the Steelers' late struggles?
Well, he's come back down to earth. My view was I thought he was playing a little bit above his head, or really his impact. Look, he played pretty solid, but I don't think the Steelers are underachieving. I do not think across the board they're as good on both sides as the Baltimore Ravens. And
right.
And if the weather gets colder, and if they lean on Derrick Henry in the playoffs, I would hate to play. There's 2 teams on each conference I would not want to face at the upper level. I think Green Bay is going to be a very tough out, guys. They have playoff experience. It's a young roster, and they, unlike Detroit, they are healthy. They are very healthy.
I don't know if they're healthy. I got a question. I agree with Sean King. Something's wrong with Jordan Love.
Yeah, he missed a lot of throws yesterday, and I'm thinking, missed a lot of throws.
Telling you right now,
Josh Jacobs has had a great year that no one's talking about.
Yeah, amazing
he's
year.
Really been good, and so then now he's playing meaningful football for the first time in his life in the NFL. And when you look at the AFC Ravens, I know their defense is not vintage Baltimore. But when there's gonna be a year you would think where Lamar gets hot in the playoffs. I know it hasn't happened yet, but if they lean on Derrick Henry, there's a particular pattern. When you give the Bama Slammer the ball 20+ times, they win games. I think they have to understand coming into a game, we are not ignoring 22.
Did you get to see our boy E-Dub lead the team out over the weekend?
No.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia. Oh, look at that.
They flew him out for Legends Week, and Weddle being a legend there, he brought the team out, and then he had a pregame speech with Lamar and got him hyped up, and then Lamar went out there and did his thing. So E-Dub's going to come on actually after you today because he couldn't come on yesterday. He had to fly back from Baltimore, so he's going to come on today. So is T-Rich. We're going to ask T-Rich about this shitty 12-team playoff with Alabama in it. But tomorrow's game's on Christmas. I got to ask you before you get out of here, and then we'll touch on this weekend's college games. The same exact fucking team, Steve, just played on Saturday. The same team. What is the NFL doing, man? Like, this is not
player safety.
Product.
Player safety. I mean, there's going to be teams that are playing. Warren Sharp talked about this in his preview magazine, and I brought it up a couple months to you guys. These teams are now going to basically play 3 games in 15 days, which is almost unprecedented, or 3 games in 11 days, right? Well, whatever it is, they're going to play a lot of games. And so there's a particular betting pattern that teams that get more rest in the second half of the year, that's something that the bettors chart. That extra day or two actually matters in week 14, 15, 16, and 17. And that's why the whole player safety thing is very hypocritical when you're adding more games and you're adding midweek games on Wednesday. I get it. It's Christmas, but it's not a Thursday or Friday Christmas. It is a hump day Christmas, which is the most awkward of all for everyone working. And the players, again, this is where the union needed to have a little foresight saying, hold on, guys, and we are actually about the long-term and short-term health of our constituents. We got to push back on this, but they always look at the money. They do. That's the reality, and this is what you signed up for.
As a fan, though, because I get what you said, it makes perfect sense. As a fan, aren't you happy we got some games on Christmas Day, though?
Yeah, it's programming because I don't want to watch the NBA.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Not me either. So I'm like, these are 2 actually pretty good games, too. You know, Chiefs are still trying to fight to make sure if they win this game, then they officially lock in the number 1 seed. So this is an important game for them.
That's a good game, though. That's a game with playoff seeding ramifications.
And then the Ravens, too. The Ravens are still trying to make sure they secure the NFC North. So these games matter. So I'm actually excited about it. And then after tomorrow, though, these teams will get 11 days rest.
They get some rest. They get some days off. But I mean, but again, Warren Sharp in his magazine, it opened my eyes. And one of the things that bettors look at is who are the teams coming off of short weeks or who have played 2 or 3 games in a compressed window. Because there's a physical erosion that takes place in this league. Guys, one thing that I want to talk about, Coach, put up that tweet that I sent you about Travis Hunter's girlfriend last night. Do you have that? The one where she's hugging up on some guy?
1 second. Baby's going to add it in right now.
Yeah.
There's another video coming out. We broke this down. Smitty and I are kind of in agreement with Shadur on this, and I'm interested to get your take. I know the broad is bad news. That's not a question to me.
Everyone does except one guy.
I'm not going to vilify the kid, though, because he's a kid and he needs to fucking figure this out as a grown-up at some point, hit the wall, fall down, get back up. He's got to learn that on his own. I'm not his daddy, mentor, or coach. Dion is. But for the Des Bryants and all these guys of the world to go out and talk about, I'm gonna not say nothing. I tried not to, but that shit is like, call Dion, Des Bryant, and sit down with the kid.
If you really care.
But now there's a video, Smitty, out that came out today. I saw. Now they got a video of the broad in bed with another dude. So this girl's got shit everywhere.
Nobody thought she was Madonna. She was not like a virgin. But send that tweet that I sent you, Coach, because that was not the one. That
let me see. You sent the tweet to me?
Yeah, last night. Where she's hugging up, getting her ass grabbed by some guy not named Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I think we showed that with the finger.
Was it at that party? She's at a party or something. It's a picture. I know what you're talking about. It's a picture of some dude and he's actually.
I got it, Bailey. I just DM'd it, Bailey.
He's selling shirts now too. I think with that picture of him grabbing her butt right now.
They're selling shirts. The guy's selling T-shirt. That's corny. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. That's a non-licensed NIL, by the way. But look, first of all, I do feel bad for Travis. He seems like a very solid individual. Really, he does. I actually like him a lot. I think it's become something. It's like, wow, it's really none of our business, but it's become like the biggest story outside the playoffs. And I'm like, man, this guy just won the Heisman. Should be the most joyous moment of his young life,
right?
And at this point, you don't need it. She is bad news Brown. Get rid of her. She's not worth a hassle. And seems to me like in the past she was for the streets, and so that's not good. It's a bit of a stain on your reputation for the streets. But anyway, as they say, Bailey, where's that damn picture? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna rant here. Okay, finally, fuck. All right, so look at that picture. Now, I have to ask the people, look at her middle finger, because she's doing that really feminine thing that we all love, giving the finger on a picture while you're getting your ass grabbed. So, look at that.
Is that a real finger?
Is that AI? Because that finger is longer than ET's. I mean, God damn, she could phone home from the other side of the room.
JB probably like that.
I mean, seriously, could you imagine?
Her tongue was that long, but her finger, I don't need your finger to be long, girl.
Her finger roll must be better than George Gervin's. I mean, that is freakishly long. I mean, if she pointed at you from across the room, she would poke you in the eye.
JB, how you doing?
I mean, God, dog, I'm just telling you. Look at the length of that finger. Tell me that is not abnormal.
Y'all crazy. That's fucking crazy. I never even looked at her finger till now.
Like that cannot be long. I mean, she's like the John Holmes of fingers.
That's some good genes, though. If her and Travis have a baby, he gonna have huge hands.
Yeah, that guy will spin that ball up
there. That's nailed. That broad's about to pick his nose.
Pick his nose, right? And I'm just like, that finger, I'd be like, ugh. It reminded me of the scene in Boomerang when Eddie was in bed with prime Layla Roshan, which was pretty prime, and he pulls over the covers and the toes are all jacked up.
Yeah.
That's kind of that finger. God, dog.
Steve, I'm from old school, and I've never been wrong when I talk about this. I take a book and then I put another book on top of it, and I put another book on top of that, and I put another book on top of that. It's called stacking up. Shit is starting to stack up. Now, I don't care if it's old or new.
Stacking up like the Empire State Building with her. Yes. I mean, that's not even a question.
And Smitty and I talked about, people are going to dig up and try to find dirt on me and him. But when shit starts to stack up and it's a trend of a certain behavior, though, I got to take a back step and look at it and evaluate myself going forward. And I just wish someone would talk to the young man about that part. That's all I'm saying. Evaluate your new future, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Look, he's obviously P-whipped. We've many of us have been there. I get it.
She looked like she got good. She goes. I'm just telling you right now.
I guess, whatever. But here's the other thing. She's too much drama. If you are a famous person, which Travis Hunter is now, the last thing I would want is anybody trying to compete with me or trying to take any of the shine or trying to boost your own brand. I would want a girl that's attractive. Obviously, he has options. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's going to be a top 3 pick.
Steve, I'm taking heat on the internet right now. We had this discussion about him and does he have options? I think when you get money and celebrity status, your features take a back step because he's not a very handsome human. And we talked about that yesterday. We also talked about, Patrick Mahomes. I give him a lot of credit because he has milk and magnesia as a wife, and he treats her as the queen of all queens. And let's be honest, she's probably the ugliest wife in the NFL. But that's how it works.
Would you stop?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not go there. I love Patrick Mahomes. I love Patrick Mahomes for the reason he's defending her milk and magnesia. But Travis Hunter doesn't have a lot of options other than the money.
Oh,
and the
he
fame.
has options. Come on, he has options, and But I'm just saying.
But I'm saying it's because of the money and the fame, not because he's Tyson fucking Beckford, right?
Well, we never said he was, but come on. But yeah, I'm just telling you, Travis, that finger. Arsenio Hall thinks it's way too long. Just Travis.
Steve said, "Fuck all that." The finger got me in a chokehold right now. I don't care about nothing else. It's that finger.
And then someone pointed out to me that she had an Apple Watch on with like unreturned calls, and I'm like, yeah, I hope it's not Travis Hunter in the parking lot waiting for the party to finish. I mean, that's terrible.
Calls missed.
That's my point, though, right there. We gotta take a step back and relax. We are diving deep into this damn 20-year-old fucking relationship.
But they let us know about it, though. That's the problem.
Video. This is insane, Steve.
I agree with Smitty. They're the ones letting us know about it. What they really should have done was that they should have said Nunya, and then that's our statement. Nunya, yeah, none your damn business. But they let it out.
And now they're deleting their Instagrams and all this shit. It's like, man, it's crazy, man. I feel for the kid.
Travis doing that just so he doesn't see
right.
This shit.
I don't blame him, but JB and Smitty, if I'm Travis Hunter, I'm not saying you have to get a future librarian who's a virgin, but what would be attractive to me in a prospective mate of the future that I want to actually settle down with? Well, I don't know if he does. If I found out, wait a minute, you don't have social media at all, I'd be like, hold on, you might be a serious human being to raise my children.
You know how much that shrinks the pool? You know how many people don't have social media right now?
Cool. It'd be like a drop. I agree, but I'm with you. It's not exactly the Atlantic Ocean. And by the way, fellas, I want to get to this before I depart. Part of my trip was ruined when I heard about the news, and I'm stunned. A piece of my childhood died.
Rickey Henderson?
Rest in peace to Rickey Henderson, one of the greatest ball players ever. Not just one of the greatest leadoff men. I think that's insulting him to a certain degree because he's certainly that. I don't know if Rickey Henderson would be on my starting 8 because it's hard to beat out Ruth, Mays, Ted Williams, and Henry Aaron. He'd be on my all-time 25-man roster, though. And Rickey was a character. He was funny. Teammates loved him. There's a million stories. I didn't realize this. I looked up his numbers a couple of weeks ago as I was doing a deep dive, just a coincidence. He had 297 home runs as a pure leadoff man. That's amazing. I don't mean that Shohei Ohtani just happens to bat first. That's not being a traditional leadoff man. But as the fact that he was so good for so long and that he could impact games where he went 1 for 4, but he would still create a run on innings with 1 hit or a walk. His ability to disrupt pitchers, his postseason performance in 89 and 93. He was just a complete ball player, one of the best I've ever seen. And I still think 65 is too young. He looked to be in great shape because I saw him at the Oakland A's last game. Looked like he was still in playing shape. But he's just a bright, funny guy. The stories are hilarious. And rest in peace to truly one of the greatest athletes of my childhood. Loved him.
Yeah, we lost him. Tony Gwynn went too early. I mean, some of the great hitters and baseball players. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and coach, he's like the NBA players of the 80s. The analytics would not allow him to play the game the way he did because they don't like stolen bases. There's no value in it anymore, and all the analytic nerds have ruined that aspect of it. Now you're not allowed to take too many 18-footers, even if you shoot 65%. And Rickey Henderson had flair. He made baseball entertaining. Just the way he would round the bases on a home run. He would jog around first and second, and then he would piss people off. The way he would snap his gloves. I thought he was just a truly marvelous baseball player who mastered the art of stealing bases, creating runs. And he's a guy that every time you heard an interview with him, it was funny because he would say something. He's one of these, he's like Yogi Berra. He was funny without even knowing it. And I don't even think he tried to be funny. And the teammates, the stories that have been told, like one of my favorite ones is they asked Rickey, some guy said, "Hey, Rickey, it's true. There are reports that there's a 50-50 ratio of guys in baseball right now that use steroids and guys that don't." And Rickey goes, "Well, Rickey ain't one of them. So that's 49% right there." I mean, he had like 1,000 lines like that. And I just think it's just too, I'm just telling you, for about an hour or two in Saudi Arabia, I was like, I hope this isn't true. And it ended up being true. That's a damn shame.
Hey, there were some great ones that I grew up watching, like Vince Coleman and Ichiro.
Tim Raines.
Ichiro.
Rock Raines.
Yeah. Johnny Damon was good. No one talks about. Willie Wilson.
Willie Wilson, Willie McGee.
Derek Jeter.
Nowadays, think about it. That record, because of the way the game is played, everything is geared toward the 3-run home run. I don't know if you'll ever have anyone consistently have 50-plus stolen bases, and that's a record that'll never be broken. I remember the '89 World Series, how Henderson dominated that series from the beginning of the games. Leadoff home runs, he'd be consistently getting on. Then in '93, he was traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. And in that great World Series against the Phillies, I mean, Rickey was great. I mean, it seemed like every game he went 3 for 4, hitting home runs, coming up with clutch hits, scoring runs. He was a guy worth the price of admissions that wasn't necessarily a home run hitter. I would say out of all the guys that I grew up watching, all right, I'm watching. I didn't watch Mays, didn't watch Babe Ruth, all of them, but I would be like Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey. Henderson is right in that stratosphere, and obviously my personal favorite, Tony Gwynn. And
yeah, mine too.
A-Rod came a little bit later. Certainly a guy. Don Mattingly for a 5-year stretch was as good as any baseball player before his back gave out. But when they say Henderson, I say 1%. He's a 1% of the elite.
So was Wade Boggs. I grew up with my favorite leadoff hitters when I liked baseball, Craig Biggio and Kenny Lofton. To me, Kenny Lofton, a Long Beach native, was to me were the two great ones. And then I love Wade Boggs. I hated Boston, but I love Wade Boggs. Paul Molitor was a guy I got to see a lot of.
Great slashing hitter.
Yep.
Great slashing right-handed bat.
And Steve, a little before us, obviously, but a lot of people that know baseball, Lou Brock is in the conversation, I'm sure.
Oh, hey, that's another great Henderson moment. So he steals third against the Yankees to overtake Lou Brock. And look, Rickey got a lot of heat for it, but it was just Rickey being Rickey. He gets the base, he puts his hands up, and they give him the microphone. And Lou Brock, very gracious gentleman, great human being. And he made sure he was there to be there to congratulate Rickey. And Rickey says, Lou Brock used to be the greatest, but now I am the greatest. Right? I was like, oh, God, Rickey. But he didn't mean it like that.
Hey, I remember the old Dodgers with Steve Sachs against the Expos and Tim Raines.
Yeah.
Smitty don't even know what we're talking about right now, but Smitty, good job keeping along. But it was great baseball right there. Steve Sachs versus Tim Raines. A lot of people don't remember those days, but Smitty definitely does.
Legendary battles.
Yeah, so that's an era lost. So rest in peace.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of discussions behind Smitty's back tomorrow about him at the Football Palooza. So I'll make sure I record some of it. But we'll be here tomorrow for Mina Khan. I'm doing about a 20-pound lamb leg.
Oh, good. I'll make sure not to eat before I come. I'll make sure not to eat before I arrive.
Steve, I'm doing a lamb leg. I'm doing a ribeye roast. I'm doing a 21-pound turkey. I'm doing a 20-pound ham. And I'm doing I got something else I'm doing. I don't know, but it's going to be some exotic Christmas smoke to go tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. We got a few people joining us. We'll watch the games, cook, chill, drink, Makers and Coke. Smitty won't show. He's too good for us, but we'll have a good day. Maybe I'll do a brisket or something. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of meat.
I'm gonna protein up tomorrow. I
overcook, Steve. I overcook. Whitlock won't come, so fuck it. But I overcook every time we do it. But I'll give it to the neighbors and stuff because that's what I do. So it is what it is. Steve, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys. Merry
And,
Christmas,
we'll see you
everybody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Tinker Bell.
Huh?
Yeah, I can't. I got family and stuff, so I ain't gonna be pulling up. But I hope y'all have a hell of a time, man. Enjoy.
They out here. They out here.
I'm gonna be hanging with family.
So they're not out here. So you really aren't. You're kicking it with one of your homies and your wife. Yeah, I was just saying. Anyway, I'm family, homie.
You my brother.
You're my partner.
You my associate.
Show
that video of the NBA thing real quick. We might do a quick break if the timing makes sense. Let's go ahead and show the NBA ref last night. I know JB has a very controversial take over this. If you guys didn't see this, she kicked out Andre Drummond for what she initially thought was a technical foul against Wemby, but Wemby was actually seen flopping. Right here, he just kind of flopped, playing around. She immediately kicked out Drummond. He was confused, but then she ends up going back and saying, "Hey, coach, I fucked up," and she brings him back in the game, which I thought was a shout out to her for admitting she fucked up and brought him back to the game. But Jason, your thoughts on this play, this moment? It was kind of making a lot of noise on social yesterday, so I want to hear your thoughts on it before we go to a quick break.
She's what we call DEI hire. Number one. Number two.
Keep saying that, bro. It's pissing me off.
Not really. Who's it disrespectful to, homie? Black? Is it disrespectful to black folks? Is that what it is? Because I'm tired of hearing that shit on social media. This is a white broad, homie.
It's fucking disrespectful, homie. When you say whether it's to black people or women. She fucking high because she did the qualifications.
It's being woke disrespectful too, homie, because I don't know if you know the definition, but woke means wake the fuck up in the hood, homie. So now all of a sudden y'all took woke act like it's a narrative. It's supposedly a bad narrative versus black folk. Listen to me with that bullshit.
Every time you say DEI, you're being disrespectful to black people and women. They say the only reason we hired is because we black or we
ain't been on this long enough, homie. None of my OGs thinks it's disrespectful. Motherfucker, they know what it is.
That's why they OG.
They ain't woke. Because my homies is real. They're not woke, homie. Miss me with the woke shit.
Respectfully.
Miss me with the woke shit, homie.
Don't run the fucking communication world.
No, they actually do. My OGs is who you check in with, homie. Matt Barnes.
They're not running shit no more. What are you talking about?
You got your motherfucking mind, homie. You can't move around LA without my homies, homie.
We're not talking about no gang shit right now. We talking about
you got your goddamn mind. Gang still run LA, homie.
We're talking about DEI.
Gang still run LA, homie. This ain't Indiana, homie. This ain't Indiana. Gang still run LA, homie. Don't get it fucked up.
DEI ain't got nothing to do with gang language and lingo.
Yeah, it do. Because the narrative is that it's woke is against black folks. That's not. That's what y'all don't get. You don't get it, at least. Because my boys do. They ain't woke, homie. She's a DEI hire. What does she got to do with black folks? She's a fucking DEI hire, homie.
Disrespectful to fucking minorities.
It's not disrespectful.
Black people, women, because you only use it.
Women are minorities?
You never use that term when talking about a white male.
Yeah, I do.
Talking about a white male. You only use it when talking about a black coach or a woman. Every single time. Look at the history of the show.
Because it has to do with the situation they're in, homie. She's in a male sport. That's called DEI. She's not a male.
What facts do you have about her specifically that you know for a fact she did not earn this position? Tell me.
So let me ask you something.
Tell me her history. Since you want to actually say she DEI, what's her history?
Yeah. Well, she's a woman. That's fact, right?
Yep.
Is this an NBA game?
Yep.
Or a WNBA game?
It's an NBA game, homie.
Okay. So that's what's called the DEI. She got inclusive information to get a job in a man's sport as a woman. To be the head referee is the definition of DEI. Not black, not white, not male, not female. She got inside information how to get a job outside of her comfort zone. That is what DEI is. not black, not white.
It's outside her comfort zone. It's outside of your comfort zone because you still live in a fucking box where you don't want women in certain spaces. That's a you problem. You use DEI because you're basically saying that she's not fucking she didn't earn the position. She got it because she has breasts and a vagina, and you use it the same way in other situations as well. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep it 1,000, homie. What do you mean? It's a disrespectful thing to say when somebody has a job when you don't know the history.
Not disrespect. You don't know the history. That's why you're talking out your ass right now. You're looking real ignorant talking, homie. I'm just keeping it funky.
You look super ignorant when talking about people.
Nobody else in the world.
You don't know her name. You don't know what route she took. You don't know what path she took. All you saw is fucking breast and vagina.
God damn, homie. This cat don't listen. He don't listen. He's literally breaking down what DEI is and trying to fight for it. It's crazy. We don't need to know, Smitty. That's what DEI means. We don't need to know the history, homie. She don't belong. That's what I'm telling you. Why is that disrespectful? Like, here's the problem. So I had this out yesterday with folks on Twitter. I'm glad you brought it up. Are Karens considered woke or not?
I don't know who considered woke. I don't use that term. I don't.
It's crazy. Now we don't know.
I don't.
But y'all, it's cool though, brothers, and everybody came at me yesterday. Y'all knew exactly what the definition was, but now we don't know what woke means. Now we don't know what woke means. So all these white Karen bitches who came around, who made the name Karen famous during COVID and Black Lives Matter movement, now all of a sudden we don't know what Karens are. Karens are white bitches, homie. Last time I checked, I don't know a black Karen. But all the motherfuckers on Twitter came, you don't woke. Well, what happened to Karen, homie? Karen was woke. What the fuck? What's the difference? It's disrespectful, Smitty, to go in there and be the lead referee for men, to boot a man because a woman by nature is emotional beings, and she made an emotional call, and then she had to go renege, Smitty, and she had to go over there and say, I fucked up because you're emotional. You don't belong in there.
You know how ignorant you sound right now, homie, and I know you don't watch NBA. You know how many fucking men have made emotional decisions because they got mad because the man is yelling at them? Are you fucking crazy, Jason? I'm calling you Jason for the rest of the show now. You know how many men have made emotional decisions as referees and kicked out player because they in their fucking feelings? I respect the fact that she went back and said, hey, I fucked up, and brought him back in the game. She removed emotions, thought with logic, saw she made an error of judgment, and brought him back in the game. You like to use bits and pieces of certain moments of just to benefit your argument. You use this one call, this one situation to say, see, that's why women should be ref. Come on.
Not only is this not one situation, did she not kick out Embiid the same game? Hold on. Did she not eject Embiid in the same game? Oh, yeah, she did, Smitty. She did.
I don't know.
She did. No, she did. I'm telling you right now.
Why?
Darren. You're Darren. You're Darnell with Karen.
Why?
You're Darren, homie.
Why?
You are D-Aaron. D-Aaron.
Why?
D-Karen. She fucking kicked out Embiid, too. She shouldn't be in there, homie.
Second of the game. What's the context?
She shouldn't be in there. She shouldn't be in there.
Throw it out with no context, homie. What did he do? Was his second tech of the game? Give me context, homie. Don't just try to throw out a weak argument and sit back. And don't make that weak ass face you making. Trying to hold your laugh in it. I hate that face you making. I hate that face you making. I know that face. That's that face you trying not to smile and laugh. Don't cover your face.
I didn't do a face at all, homie. I saw a text message, homie. I'm just laughing, homie.
Don't laugh at shit.
Don't call me Jason, homie. You're getting call you Darren.
Right, don't call me Darren. Don't call me Darren.
See, now you don't like it. See? Right. See how this motherfucker is, Quan? Homie, here's the thing.
Quan, talk to me, homie. Don't talk to Quan. Quan, not your co-host, homie.
I get what?
Huh?
I get.
Is this no,
it's not. I get that you have to defend women. I get it. You're married. You're a loving human fucking being. Great human. One of the best humans on earth.
I love women. I'm not doing it for the show. I love
women too. I love women.
You got a fucking weird way of showing it, homie.
No, it's a real way of showing it. And every woman that I know actually agrees with me on this. That's the crazy part about it, homie.
Weird way of showing it, homie.
I'm just telling you. Is there any women in this chat right now out of the 4 or 5 of you that disagree with me?
We got the same 4 women here since day one. And again, this chat don't tell us nothing because this chat
we gotta go with the stat. We gotta go with the stat and the data.
Is JB's clan. This chat loves you. They will die for you. They will fucking riot right now.
Listen, there might be a woman. There might be some women in here that disagree. I'm asking the women in the chat, do you disagree with me or agree with him? I haven't slandered women at all. I'm just straight calling the fact out that they don't belong in this situation. I have nothing to do with women. I fuck pussy. I beat pussy up.
I don't know if you do. I think you use women to have them AEU, which is another way of degrading them, having them put their face where they shouldn't fucking be at with your nasty, stinky, smelly, hairy behind, and then you kick them out. You told me to my face that you don't even hit no more because you don't feel like you say you've done enough of that back in your day. You say you don't hit. You say you had them give you that hing and that hing, and you kick them out. Your resume, if you add up every single thing you've ever said, shows me you don't fuck with women. They can't work in men environment. You don't fuck them. They can't cook for you because you like to cook. They can't. You've said it. They can't do shit for you.
But don't say I'm hairy and smell. I smell good and I'm not hairy. Yeah. Any girl will tell you I'm not hairy and smell bomb.
So I said all that, but the one thing that stood out was the hairy and smell. Okay. That lets me further know.
I would expect I wouldn't smell like Badusi and try to put a girl down there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that to the girls. The females are too beautiful in the face to do that too.
Nah, Waffle, you're clueless, homie. You clueless. Just because we disagree, y'all motherfuckers get off of JB's balls. He don't even like y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. This is a real Shaun Planet ERF. He do not fuck with none of y'all.
That's rude.
All y'all hating on his ball hairs, all that. He do not fuck with none of y'all. Yeah. He would not fucking. If it was you and Ash in a fire, he's saving Ash 1,000 times out of 1,000. He's not saving y'all.
Who am I saving?
Ball hairs and want to worship JB like he's your god. He don't give a fuck about none of y'all. So y'all can stop.
That's fucking rude. That's not true. That's not true at all. Hey, Smitty, who am I saving over you or Ash?
You gonna at least give me a second thought, homie. You gonna think about it. You're going to find a way to save us both. But if it's me and fucking Gene, who you saving? Me 1,000 times. You're going to say fuck Gene, respectfully. I'm just keeping it real with the chat. Get off his nuts.
I'm going to say fuck Gene respectfully?
Yeah.
I don't say respectfully because I think it's oxymoron. I don't say no offense, but you are a bitch.
G Wizzy, I'm just keeping it real with him, G. Because I'm tired of these fans. I've been here for a year long, and they suck his. Let me stop, but they be on his fucking just whatever JB say. Smitty, you're clueless. Smitty, you're just young. Smitty, you're so stupid. Smitty, you're ignorant. How do you get a degree? How do you know anything? Jason said it, so it has to be right. I go wherever Jason goes. Wherever JB says, I'll do it. He don't like y'all, homie. He don't know y'all.
Someone said that G Wizzy and Keith are Smitty placements. You tell them to call in the chat so you have at least a little bit of support.
These two people are kind of like.
You got a few more. You got, I think D Jones is split.
Look. Chris called me Darren now. Chris is crazy. Chris used to fuck with me. We are not friendly. It's straight beef from now on. No, I'm not going back. I might message her on Discord. I ain't responding to what she say. Chris is one of yours. You got her. You got the sister.
Chris what?
She one of yours.
Chris what?
She one of yours. You got her. You won the sister over. She's a sister now. ER.
A what?
She's a sister. What? She's a sister.
I told you. They exist. No, remember I said and then everybody went crazy. Sister is what old boy was calling it. Whatever that show we did. I don't know.
Stars, AH. You on Team Smitty. Shout out to TJ Too Nasty, man. Shout out. Yeah, Chris. Listen, I've been nothing but sweet to you. Me, we used to rock heavy back in the days. You know what I mean? You made collard greens for us. We hung out at JB house, watched the game. Everything was cool. Since then, you've been on JB side. You've been pro JB every fucking show. Yeah.
So what if she just tells the truth? Does it matter who says the truth?
It ain't the truth, but there's no way. Common sense will tell you this. There's no way that every fucking show that only Jason tells the truth. Y'all can think what you want about me. There's no fucking way that every single day for over a year and a half, I'm always wrong. That's impossible. It's impossible. I've tested shit out before just to see what the chat would do, and I've said literal actual facts that I read, like 2 + 2 is 4. Fucking Gene like, oh, you're fucking tripping, Smitty. That don't make no fucking sense, bro. It's not always 4. And then Chris, you heard with her little, well, 2 + 2 could mean 5, depending on. I'm like, I don't want to hear none of that shit. No, y'all all on JB 24/7.
Smitty's in his Christmas fill-in. Smitty's in his Christmas fill-in.
I got 5 homies. I got TJ Too Nasty. I got G Wizzy. I got Keith Smith. D Jones neutral. I fuck with D Jones. He neutral. Everybody else though, I can't trust you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Chris and I have literally had fights in here. Chris is not on any side. I think Chris just says she's like me. She just says it. Boom. That's just I joined the show, homie. She used to be on your side, homie. What do you mean? Because you used to be way better. You used to be way better back in the day. You came on, you were like, boom, this is what it is. You were a trumper. And then you switched. And then that's what happened, homie.
I ain't never been no trumper, homie. I ain't never did.
I'm just saying. But anyway, let's take a break before
Belly, is that fact or cap? Was I a trumper?
I need to get one more coffee in me. And then T-Ritz joins us, and then E-Dub joins us. So let's see. Hold on. I got
calm down. I'm hot. I'm about to take my shirt off. I'm hot as hell.
What?
I'm about to take my shirt off. It's hot as fuck in here.
Well, I know somebody that wants to see that.
Who?
Jazz.
It ain't fucking Chris. I know that much. I'll see y'all in 3 minutes. Your friends, Steve, Mina Kimes and Kay Adams are being eyed for Netflix's Christmas doubleheader. I think you guys you guys might have talked about this on your show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, look, my view is this. Kay Adams is the host. Adams is okay. I like her. She all right. Mina, if she's the one that's going to be the analyst.
I like how Steve did. Okay, Adams.
I mean, okay. Not okay. Not all right. I mean, what's next for Mina? Is she going to be the head coach of the NFL? Or are they going to make her the JJ Redick?
I believe you and Willard had a take on this. I think we got a. Is there a video? Or I think we got a video.
The NFL has an Xmas package. I think 2 shows on Netflix, and the Crouching Tigers have a role, it appears, in this NFL show or studio show. Mina Kimes is being eyed, and Kay Adams are being eyed for the NFL Xmas shows on.
Hey, Steve, what does this mean? Because I saw the tape. What does this mean, that Xmas show?
No, Netflix got the rights to Christmas Day football. So they're going to be showing a couple of games, which means certain teams are going to be playing like 3 games in 15 days because you know why? We're about player safety. But anyway, so that's why. And so that's why they need some studio hosts. Now, look, Kay Adams as the point guard is fine. I like her. Yes. Mina Kimes as the quote-unquote football analyst. Okay, you're going to tell me how many times the percentage of a first down run against, 4-3 under with 21 pro. Okay, well, I could read a doggone graph. Just saying.
Whitlock, do not have me on about this.
No, you need to be on.
You don't want me on about this one. I swear to God. You know what I might do?
Oh, man.
I might have a live show.
An alternate stream, the Coach JB cast.
Why she's doing it. I mean, I might have to do it. Smitty. You and I, Smitty, both of us. And you're going to have to give real takes on how bad she is.
Live stream on Christmas.
Yeah, on Christmas. Yeah, we are in the building. We are on this Christmas Eve, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. By the time we're on next week, we'll be having Penn State, Boise State discussions because we'll be back on next Monday, and we'll talk about the Tuesday game between Penn State and Boise. And then Wednesday, New Year's Day, they're trying to keep the tradition. We're going to see two traditional blowouts. Texas is going to blow out Arizona State. Penn State is going to blow out Boise the day before. And hopefully Oregon, Ohio State will be a good game. I predict Ohio State, Oregon will be the only game worth watching. And I bet Georgia absolutely mud stomps Notre Dame. So we'll see if T. Rich hops in, what he thinks about that. So I think we're going to see fucking horrific football. And I think we're going to see horrific football tomorrow again. But let's talk about last night's game real quick. Holy shit. Did anybody watch anything past the first half? Did anyone watch anything past the first half of the football game last night? New Orleans is horrific. They didn't have Kamara. They didn't have Olave. They were bad. Green Bay's defense is starting to look real good, but they didn't really get a challenge last night. Football is so bad, bro. Holy shit. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but I'm going to continue to do so. It's bad, man. God damn. Bailey, let's do our list. If T-Rich don't hop in here in a second, E-Dub is hopping in, Bailey, so you do know E-Dub will hop in at about 8:30 in about 12 minutes. We'll see if T-Rich hops in or not. If he can't, no big deal, but let's do my coaching list. I have a list that I wanted to do. Smitty can hop in and debate it when he gets in. But let's do my power rankings first. Let's do my power rankings, NFL power rankings, and we'll talk to the chat. Smitty's shitting, I think. Here's my power rankings. And yes, I said it. Smitty, hopefully you use dude wipes.
I didn't use the bathroom. I was trying to cool down from the chat.
You know why you're getting hot? Because you got bubble guts, homie, and that raised your temperature.
I had some quesadillas last night from the Mexican spot. I think that thing is getting to me. It was fire, though. Chicken quesadillas. I had the rice, the beans, had a little salad mixed to the side, man. I had that little spicy mouth, so it was super good. But now I'm paying the price. But I'll be all right. I get it out here, so I'm drinking water right now. And I'm going to hit the gym. Today's a lower body day, so I'm going to squat today. I'm back squat. JB, I don't know if you saw the video. Well, I posted a picture like a couple weeks ago. First time squatting in like 5 years since I hurt my back. Real lightweight, but it felt good to get under the bar because I used to be a bad motherfucker on the squat rack. That was my shit.
Hey, any females in the chat, what females in here don't allow their man to spit in their mouth?
Yeah, this has been a hot topic. I'm glad we're bringing this up because I'm learning that this is something that like more women like this than what I thought.
What do you mean? Because you're young. Smitty, will you start listening to your partner over here, homie? I've been trying to hip you the game for a while, dog.
Well,
I've been spitting
they don't publicly admit it, but we're starting to hear more people talk about it. I've even seen
spitting in bitches' mouths, homie, since I was 15, 16.
I gotta show you something off air. I can't say it on here, but I'm gonna tell you off air. There's somebody that's like prominent that like that shit too, and I'll show you later. I really can't speak.
They all
I know, but it's something about like hearing it though, and like getting it verified, especially for certain people. That's like, damn, like you freaky.
Especially when they gawking it, then you just talk two on their ass.
They like that shit. Hey, these girls, yes. And a woman told me, she was like, it's not about the spit itself. It's the fact that you're willing to go there. It's like the mentality that, you don't give a fuck. Like, you going to spit my mouth?
But again, all you men out there aren't some nasty motherfucker. I'm not going to do it just off a cigar, though. I'm not going to be
dip in your mouth, dip.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm very nice. My breath's going to be nice and right. The spit's going to be right.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like some
You know
Christmas pussy. Huh?
Just like when I pee on a bitch, I'm gonna make sure I dilute, water up, hydrate. See what I'm saying? Because you don't want your pee to be yellow and shit. It's gonna be. You got to make sure you hydrate right for the girl. Clear pee is the girl's best friend, homie. But anyway, I don't know where we went with that at, but
hey, ain't nothing like some Christmas cat though.
Huh?
Ain't nothing like some Christmas cat. Are you get some Christmas cat? Or probably not.
I don't like Christmas cat.
Why?
I like dog, homie.
You don't know what I'm talking about then.
No, I like that dog in them to gawk. I don't need no Christmas cat. I just need some gawk, and I need them to have that dog in them.
Like
that bait and switch, homie, that double-handed.
I like to make love into Christmas Day. So me and my wife, we gonna probably start around 11:48, kind of start the foreplay going, and then we're gonna just make love into Christmas. So like my gift is gonna be just making love into Christmas. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't make love. I just fuck.
I do both. I do both.
Huh? What?
I do both. It depends on situation. But tonight I'm in a making love type mood. We got the Christmas lights on. I'm gonna have the tree going. The candles gonna be lit. Have some Christmas music going in the background. Let it snow. Let it snow. And we're gonna just be just talk. And like the thing about me, JB, is difference between me and you. You just fuck. You don't care about the girl. You quick in and out. I'm a selfless lover, so I'm gonna take my time and I'm speaking positive affirmations into your life. Like, girl, you gonna get that. You gonna get the promotion. All right, like I'm telling you, because it's a spiritual connectivity that we're doing. So while energies are connecting, what you say, there's power in the tongue, JB, even in those moments right there. So we're talking about the love. We're talking about just different goals and things are happening in my life because of that.
What are we saying again?
We saying like we speaking positivity into that. Like it depends on like who you with and like what they trying to do. So it's like, for example, let's say you hitting a chick that like got trying to get into law school. She got to take a test like next week. Hey, you gonna pass that test on the first try. Don't worry about that, baby. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Keep going.
Get that.
Keep going. Just like that. Yeah. I'm almost there, but hey, you almost there too. We both almost there. We gonna reach our goal together. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that in their ear. Like it's gonna be. I'm trying to put Bailey on game. Bailey young, he 12. So I'm trying to put him on game.
What? I just see the chat going crazy about where T Rich and Weddle at. Here's the. I don't want to talk. All I want to say is, does it hurt when I put it in the ass? Because I want you to be able to take it. And we're doing anal. If Christmas Day, I'm just saying, Christmas Day is for anal. I don't know if you know. I don't know about old fucking making love bullshit. I don't want to talk either, by the way. I just, a few grunts here and there. You know what I have found, though?
What you found, man? Put me on game. It's Free Game Tuesday.
I used to fuck with these broads, homie, that didn't even require lube.
Oh, shit.
But they're already moist. It's already moist.
Oh, you're saying didn't require. Okay, never mind. I just words matter. Words matter. Okay, got you. I thought you meant like they not moist for whatever reason, and they like the pain of just, you know what I mean?
No, I'm saying their ass. They didn't require lube.
Yeah, you said they're already moist.
Yeah.
They're moist from just like they cat leaking down to the woo woo, or just to break it down.
Nah, well, if they've been over there, cat's not going up. Cat's below the ass. I don't know if you know.
Of course, but I'm saying, maybe you start off missionary and you was doing regular woo woo woo, so that then you turned around. I don't know what your game plan. I don't know what you're doing, JB. I'm not in your bedroom. That ain't for me to know all that. So I'm just trying to get
Yeah, I'm not talking though, not a lot. Just move, get out the way, shit like that. Not like we're not doing anything. But anyway, I got my power rankings.
Yeah, let's get back to the show, man. Let's get back to the rundown.
I got my power rankings real quick.
Jazzy's loving this at home right now. She's going crazy. Power rankings. I disagree.
Jazzy got to lay out like this. Jazzy got her shit out like this.
with a fucking robe on. She got it dark.
Now she got that slip.
Yeah.
Her nipples is through the thing, and then she rubbing her shit. She rubbing her shit like crazy. Her knees are up.
She got the black curtain on the window. It's pitch black in her motherfucker out. It's just the TV. It's just us on the big screen right now.
and Pornhub.
Yeah. X videos on the right.
Let's get to my speaking of the purple people eaters. Let's get into the Vikings, man. They're my number one team, Smitty. Why not? I mean, the motherfuckers they lost a few games close to some tough teams, and then they've gone on and won how many in a row now again? 8?
Something like that, homie.
Hey, dog, Sam Darnold should be in the MVP conversation. You can call it what you want, but it is what it is. The Vikings have the run game, the best wide receiver in football right now. They have a top 3 or 4 run defense, which carries and travels. The Vikings are a formidable opponent, and if they get the 1 seed at home, they're going to be tough out. I like the Bills still. They beat the Chiefs. I have them slightly above the Chiefs. The Lions, because they lost more recently to the Bills, I have them in there. And the Eagles coming off that loss, I still got them in the top 5, slightly above the Ravens and slightly above the Rams. And speaking of the Rams and the Ravens, our main man, it is not E-Dub Super Bowl champ Monday, but it is E-Dub Super Bowl champ Tuesday. Let's bring our main man in, Super Bowl champ, Ravens and Rams extraordinaire, Super Bowl champion, Eric Weddle.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you in the eye of the storm. Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying. You little giants, we been defying. Rise. What's the cost to be the boss? Breaking down the walls. We all in once the coin gets tossed. Got the plan of action, never acting. No need to scramble to get traction. We make it happen. From 3-4s to 4-3s, we get it cracking.
Yeah. In my car?
What's going on?
You got the camouflage on with the shades. You're not playing around with the beard trimmed up. You ready for the holiday?
Hold on a second.
He hiding from the aliens, homie.
Hold on. He said, hold on one second. Uh-oh.
He caught the alien.
Hold on. What's in the
He
bag,
caught the alien. He caught the alien over his head.
Chat.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, homie.
Okay. I need to turn off my other thing so I could hear you guys.
We roasted you.
I got
right
too
now.
many things connected. That's why.
Hey, JB.
Where you at?
JB, let's just roast.
I'm just in my car.
Oh, you can't hear us.
Can't wake up the kids. I can't be. I'm like Smitty in my own house. I can't be super loud and be animated in my house when the kids are sleeping. The kids are up super late, so if I wake up the kids or wake up Chanel, she'll. The rest of the day is.
I forgot your wife name was Chanel. My wife named Chanel. I forgot about that.
Seriously?
Right-handed guy. My wife, she spelled it CHANELLE, but Chanel is still Chanel.
Yeah, Chanel. Yep. My wife spells it just like it is on the perfume.
Yep, Chanel bag.
BPS.
Yes.
Had to be different on the name spell. Had to be
100%.
different.
100%.
Had to be rare. Chanel. His wife spelled her name with an SCANELLE.
Shout out to our wives, Chanel's. We love our wives, JB.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How are my guys doing? Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I was flying. I should have communicated. That's on me. Taking ownership. Your decisions have consequences.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to your wife, Chanel, because she reached out to me on Instagram and said, I don't know, Coach, if E-Dub's making it. He's on a flight. I think he had a layover. And I'm like, no problem. I figured. So shout out. Great job. We showed you yesterday in Baltimore.
Play it again, man. I get chills seeing this.
What was it like, first of all, before we show it? What was it like? You took him out. You threw the shield. You threw the shield. I thought you threw something that was a Steeler related. I was like, oh, he's getting him hyped throwing the Steeler. I thought you threw something Pittsburgh related, but then I saw it. So what was it like, man?
Pretty surreal. when teams ask me, I don't take this stuff for granted, nor do I am really humbled by it when they ask me to come back, especially like Baltimore brought the love back to football in my life, and I didn't want to play after my last year in San Diego. So I really owe the second half of my career and just the joy of football and family and team and just everything that the game brings you. They brought that back to me. And as an older veteran after my 9th year, I mean, I was 30 years old at the time. I knew I was at the latter ages of my career. It understood that. And so for them to believe in me, give me a one more chance to play this game and to bring value to an organization, it was really special. And I really hold that close to me, and being back and seeing the fans and seeing all the people that I connected with over 3 years. It was a short time. And when they asked me to come back and be a legend, like, I don't look at myself as the real legends of the Ravens, the Jonathan Ogdens, the Ray Lewises, the Ed Reeds, the Chris McAllisters, the Rob Woodsons. Like, they're Hall of Fame, like all-time greats. Like, so I respect the game. I respect those guys. I know what they did, not just for the NFL, but for that organization. And I just tried to make them proud, right? Just like everybody else. So when I had the chance to finally come back, and they've been asking me every year, but when I went back for the Rams and won the Super Bowl, I felt like it was to go back that next year. It just didn't feel right. I wanted to get some time away from that, what just happened, and just humbled by it all, to see people, to see my old teammates and connect with them and see the smiles and just the words of affirmation of the impact I had on them is really what it's all about. All the Pro Bowls, all the interceptions, that really at the end of the day means nothing to me. It's what I left for them individually to help them out. And that's what you try to do. You leave something that will help the next generation out, and hopefully you do that.
Man, what I know you're really humble.
He being too smart, humble.
I know you like to be humble, man, but you have the Chargers, the Rams, and the Ravens all ask you to come out and to be a legend for their game and to be honored in some way. Like, I know you like to be humble and all that, but that's fucking amazing to have 3 prominent different teams, and you left a big enough impact on 3 different teams where they thought it made sense to have you come out and speak. And obviously we know the history of the Ravens. So I don't care if it was 3 years or whatever you did there was big enough to where they wanted you there. And to see the reaction of Lamar, obviously, you guys know I'm a big Lamar fan. So just seeing like he was so excited to see you. Like, can we play sound real quick on this, Bailey? Play the sound from the beginning.
Bro. Hey, keep doing your thing out there. Yes, sir. Bro. I got you, baby. I got you. Yes, sir. Love you too, bro. I'm so happy for you. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to, dog. Got to.
Like that was just genuine, just energy and emotion. Like, I feel like you made his day. Like, he was so excited to see you, and it's like that's real, that's raw, and that's the part of the locker room that I actually miss. Not even the playing stuff, just like those little moments and that connectivity. So I was gonna give you your flowers, well. Yeah. You be too humble sometimes, and I respect it, but
hey,
it's a bad man.
Question though, E-Dub, and I don't even dive into it. Is there anyone that's ever played in the NFL that has, I don't know, left that impact on 3 franchises? I saw a list.
I'm sure there's guys out there. But
I saw a list, C-Dub. I saw a list. Your top 10 of all time, according to the people that made this list, your top 10 ever Charger. I don't know where you are with the Ravens and the Rams, but I know you're a top 10 Charger according to everybody, and that's with Dan Fouts and Junior Seau and all these greats on there, LaDainian Tomlinson. You're on that list, and then
Super Bowl champion with the Rams.
And then the Ravens bring you back, and then obviously they love you. So, I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of people that can say that. You're a one percenter. I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. I'm not going to –
It's really cool.
What do they call it? What do they call it now, Smitty?
What?
Glaze. We're going to stop glazing them.
That's all right. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to Lamar, and even though I was last a teammate with him in 2018, and this just goes to show you the type of guy. You know, I've obviously supported him over the last 6 years, and to this day, anytime I do text him words of encouragement or something I feel that he needs to hear just from the outside, or someone that supports him and believes him, he's always texting me back, and that, you know, that you don't have to do those types of things. Like, I'm a nobody in all, you know, I really am in this grand juncture of his career in mine, and he doesn't owe me anything. But for a guy that just, you know, tries to reach out to guys around the league and tries to be there for them, it says a lot, and really want to go out of your way to always be there for guys like that. So just a shout out to Lamar and the way he's played and the way he leads, his charisma, his personality. You know why that community, the organization, the players play so hard for him, because he's genuinely just a good dude. So let's move on.
No doubt. Let's move on now. So eloquently, enough of EW greatness.
Enough of all the soft
EW, this is a real show on Planet Earth. Fuck that. I don't care about your 3 great teams.
Nobody. Let's go.
I got to ask you. We talk personally. I'm one of these guys. I don't know if I'm an advocate, but everyone thinks I'm the go-to for this JUCO rule. So I'm getting blown up from every single everybody's hitting me up about this. Listen, it's too early to tell, EW, but the one thing I do know is football landscape as we know it is done, and it's over. Regardless of how the outcome comes, in a year from now, we can talk about this again and say, okay, it's a good or a bad or indifferent. But right now, other than a 5-star kid, you better have them in a high school that you coach, because other than that, these kids are screwed at your level where you currently coach. High school football is now going to be irrelevant in the recruiting world unless you are an elite 5-star, Achilles Smith, one of these guys. Other than that, you now got to go JUCO, simply to what I was explaining to Smitty, because your peers are going to go Alabama. You're not going to Ball State. No offense. You're going to go now JUCO prep to try to play 2 years that your clock don't start. And then I'm going to recruit you at 21 and 22 years old over the 17-year-old high school kid. I don't know if you see it the same. Where are you at with this ruling? And I know you're kind of upset as a head coach of high school, because now you got to fight even harder for what's going to happen. Where are you at with this rule?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're spot on in everything that's transpired. And I'm trying to do whatever I can to help the kids that I coach in our area, right? Even other teams I'm trying to help get to schools. That's what you try to do as a coach and a teacher and a mentor. It doesn't really matter. You're just trying to help these kids get out. The way the portal has affected these high school kids has been astronomical, right? Going from 20 to 22 to sometimes all 25, going to high school kids a decade ago. You're looking at 6 to 8 per university. Okay. Now you get basically you're getting you're getting the leftovers per se of what those university needs from the portal kids. Now, if this goes through, which right now it is, you're looking at maybe 1 to 2. I've talked to multiple coaches. First, they got to figure out what seniors that now they want back. Okay, now if a high school kid didn't sign a letter of intent or did, how's that going to work? How's that conversation going to work? Hey, sorry, we don't want you because we have this first team all league senior guy that we want back now. Now you're looking at high school kids getting the shaft. I don't understand why we're making decisions that hurt high school kids. Why are we enabling or giving more chances to kids that weren't good enough out of high school? Like, I get the late bloomers, I get all that, but hey, life's not fair. So now you're saying a kid who not just on the field, how about the kids that get a 4.0 GPA? Now your GPA is irrelevant because the kids that had great grades that were also really good on the field, but maybe weren't good enough for D1. Okay, you go to 1AA on a scholarship. Now those kids get bumped down to they're irrelevant because the kids now are going to get recruited at JC. I had multiple coaches say, when this goes through, we're not even recruiting high school anymore. What is the point? Why do I want an 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid when I can get a 19, 20-year-old kid, mature, been on his own for 2 years, been coached up by better coaching, because high school coaching is not very good at most cases, just being honest. I give my tip my hat to everyone that's a high school coach. I'm not saying that, but there's levels to coaching. You're going out of your way. You're not getting paid anything. You're giving your time and energy for these kids. So I respect everyone that coaches, but it's different than being paid and having all time, all the day to work on coaching and getting these kids better. So I don't like the rule. I hope eventually it gets changed, all because a kid he has no future in the NFL for the Vanderbilt kid.
Yeah.
And he wants to string along a career that's coming to an end and getting paid for it. So this is what it is. It's about getting paid. And this kid, it has nothing to do with academics. It doesn't. Now you can be in school for 7-8 years. I mean, it's backwards for whatever reason. And I don't understand why. To Coach JB's point yesterday, and the enrollment fees and keeping these kids circulating through the university has a lot to do with it. Okay. But again, my high school kids are getting screwed. I feel defeated because I now can't help them the way I felt I could get them an opportunity to play and get college paid for, because those opportunities are slim to none now.
Do you feel like your players, or just high school players in general, will almost be forced now to go JUCO just because of the landscape? Like they'll have no choice almost to even.
Well, yeah, Smitty. There's the universities. Why would you recruit a high school kid? There is no benefit now. You're getting a free 2 years at a JC. It's a prep school now. You're getting a free 2 years to get more looks at these guys, and weight room and eating and all these stuff. You know how you mature from 18 to 20, right? Yeah. And it's just unfortunate that at some point you got to move on with life. You got to go hit the real world. You got to go figure out what you're going to be doing for the next 50 years. We're just prolonging this for some reason. I'm not sure what the reason is. It's hurting the high school kids, and you're hurting. You're advocating for average play or no play. You're giving more ops to the kids that couldn't cut it in high school for some reason, and I don't know why.
It's a good point, JB. I mean, it's definitely shaking the world, shaking the football landscape with this.
JC was an outlet for guys that couldn't do grades, that couldn't pass the SATs because their GPA was too low. So they had to go JC route. They had to figure out life. They had to figure out what it means to be a student athlete, what it means to have structure and accountability and consequences for your decisions, right? That's what JC was for. You learn that, then you get the opportunity to play D1. Not everyone's in the same boat, okay? That's just reality. Now you're putting everyone in the same boat. For what? Well, how is that fair?
Yeah,
I mean, I know life's not fair, but what is that? Well, why? Give me the why so it makes sense, because I don't do well with things that don't make sense.
Yeah, I'll take it a step further. All these so-called gurus that never coach or play JUCO are coming out on these different platforms talking about what it's going to do and why JUCO now will be the best thing. And I'm looking at it laughing. I'm literally laughing at them because they have no clue what they're talking about. Not only what you said, but I'll times 10 it. JUCO was for 3 scenarios. Non-qualifier was the most organic. A qualifier who went D1 and got booted for A, B, or C, weed, credit card, whatever, fraud, whatever, got kicked out of the school. I then graded those kids in Tier 2. Tier 1 is organic, non-qualifier. Tier 2 was a kid that went D1 and got kicked out for one reason or another. If you become a D-list risk, anything past C for me, A is smoking weed, I'll take you all day, let's go. B was some sort of credit card fraud. I'll take you. I'll fix your ass. C was some sort of disrespect versus a teacher, coach, or otherwise. I'm still going to try to take you, and I believe you get a second chance. D was a SA, some sort of assault on a woman, or anything with a woman. I didn't touch you. You're done. So those are how I graded you. And then the third tier of guy is the guy that is a good kid, qualifier, went D1, but did not play and was unhappy with his situation. He wanted to play and get re-recruited. That is the three people. That was it. Those are only three scenarios that you're going to get in a JUCO. We are, in essence, the portal. That's what JUCO was. The portal eliminated JUCO. It imploded it in this over the last 4 or 5 years since I left. JUCO has become irrelevant. The talent is nowhere near. The talent is nowhere near what it was. D1 coaches call me every day and say, "Man, JUCO is bad, talent-wise," because you have 7,000 in the portal, E-Dub, and there's only 134 D1s. Do the math. Only 10% of those kids are landing in a school. There's a 6,500 kids or 6,900 kids still sitting there. So JUCO is not back by any means. It is now a preparatory continuation school, an extended high school that is going to get double or triple the numbers that it can actually sustain. JUCOs are meant to have 100, 150 kids on a campus, not 300. We don't have the resources. Unless the D1 and NCAA is going to say, "I'm going to fund you," everybody out here who thinks they know this are ignorant. JUCOs cannot handle the numbers. They don't have the resources. They live on financial aid, FTE, which means full-time enrollment, and grant and aid money from different states and hedge funds. They get personal hedge funds from situations that are in rural towns. Independence, we got money from a railroad station that ran through town. Garden City gets it from Tyson Meatpacking Plant. It has a lot of immigrants that go to Garden City. They do Tyson Meat Plant. That's why it smells like shit. And they say that's a smell of money because there's a lot of money in Garden City, Kansas. Each one of these schools in rural towns have certain hedge funds they can pull from to fund their situation. JUCOs in small towns need dorm heads in the beds. We need heads in the beds. That's what we used to say to keep the lights on. California JUCOs can give a shit less about football because Mount Sac Community College has 55,000 students, contrary to everybody out here's belief. They don't need football. Fullerton College has 40,000 students. El Camino Junior College has 45,000 students. They do not need football. So coaches are trying to coach and make this thing work without administrative support. You get full administrative support in rural town JUCOs. That's the difference because they need to keep the lights on. JUCO football in California, I see, E-Dub, as being dead in the water. We can't bring out-of-state players to California because they have to get loans. And we don't have housing, E-Dub. I can't go to San Diego Mesa and house a kid from Alabama.
Yeah, that's a real point because kids in California, I think, is like, I don't know, $1,200 to $2,000 to pay. Like it's really cheap. That's why
for in-state.
Yeah, that's why so many kids go. It's a smart thing to do. Honestly, I'd tell my kids at this point. I mean, why am I going to tell a kid to go to a D3 that has to pay $20,000 to $30,000 outside for a $50,000 school? They may get half paid for financial aid and academics. They could just go over here for 2 years and then transfer. It's
just multiply it by 3 for an out-of-state student to come. So if I want to get a real player, if I want to get a legit player and be a coach again, and I want to coach JUCO football and make it a D1 powerhouse, I got to get out-of-staters. California has too many qualifiers, prima donnas, I'm just going to be honest, that think JUCO's beneath them. They think they belong at Alabama, USC, Ohio State. So what happens is if those schools don't take those kids now will say, JUCO's beneath me, I'll sit out a year. That's what they're doing right now. I'll sit out a whole year and only, I hate to say this, but Matt thinks the best will still get recruited. The best. The 5-star. How many 5-stars make up a roster in college football? What, a 0.17%? 0.0017%? There's not a lot of 5-stars sitting around, floating around high school football anymore. I'm just throwing that out. There's not enough. So there's more NFL 2 and 3 stars on rosters right now than there are 5-stars. We're going to miss out on all that organic football, man. We're not going to be able to coach them no more, mentor them, nurture them, develop them. Now it's about, and I started the show off by telling Smitty, I go, people don't understand. Wait till the kid goes in JUCO, this prep school that don't count, and plays right away out of high school. And then the D1s get in their ear and say, hey, red shirt, your second year of that JUCO prep. And then we'll take you, and then you'll play 4 straight or whatever. That's what's crazy now. So guess what? We think college football playoffs bad now. I told Smitty, wait till they go to 16 teams, and a kid hasn't played in over a year because we took him from this so-called prep, and now we're putting him in a bowl game in a team in a layout of 16 who hasn't really even played in over a year because he redshirted last year to do academics just so he can get a transfer. See, we're too early in this and preemptive strike on this thing. We don't know what's going to happen. My biggest question is, first, Title IX, E-Dub. No one's talked about it. Yep. Secondly, the academic side. I want to know, are AA degrees going to become non-applicable? Is it going to not transfer? Are the transfer courses now going to be null and void? Because if you're going to make the JUCO a prep school where the clock don't start, how are you going to take the classes? How are the classes going to transfer to the 4-year? See, the NCAA hasn't thought of any of this, and I just think it's full collusion. They talk about they fought it with the Diego Pavia thing. They didn't fight it. It was for optics. It wasn't a monetary lawsuit. So they had no fight, no tooth in the game. They had no dog in the fight. They couldn't care less. Now, all of a sudden, the NCAA comes out last night and says, oh, we're going to okay any non-NCAA entity to be eligible. Well, let me ask a question. NAIA is not associated whatsoever with NCAA. And most NAIA guys have already played 3-4 years of D1.
Right.
NAIA doesn't have a clock. They don't fall under the clock scenario. So are they now clock stop, can come back? This is a shit show, man. No one's talked about any of this. I'm just telling you, they have not forward thought this like normal. And in a year from now, we're going to have this whole Pandora's box be open, and everyone's going to be like, oh, my God, what a bad idea. I don't know if it's a bad idea, E-Dub. I don't know if it's a good idea. I know it's bad for high school right now, and I know and I'm not with a lot of people who think it's the next best thing in the world for JUCO. I'm not there yet. I think JUCO's in trouble right now with this new rule because now prep schools, E-Dub, and I'm long-winded on this, prep schools will be eliminated. Fork Union, all the schools that actually were for prep will be eliminated, and now JUCO will become prep, and I believe Division II is where it's at. I think D2 will be the new JUCO because your son, let's say he doesn't go to Utah, God knock on wood. Let's just say, I just want to pick on any kid. He goes this prep, I'm going to call it J prep, plays, goes to Colorado School of Mines, D2, gets nurtured, mentored, structured, gets developed a little more. And what stops him from now going to Alabama from Colorado School of Mines? Now we're going to see guys leaving D2 going D1 for the first time. I'm telling you, they haven't even thought of this shit.
Well, what stops that you're going to see 3 and 4 star kids not going 1AA in Division II. Because why go there for a year? Go JC for a year and not lose a year. Right. Because the portal is really what's making all this trickle down. The portal, they're just recycling all the players in Division I. So those guys that don't get, and the high school kids that don't get those offers, there really is no emphasis to go to Division I AA than JC. I mean, what's the advantage?
D1, FCS and the Max and all these group of 4 teams or 5 or whatever they call them now, they're going to struggle, man. I have a bad feeling.
That's the only part I disagree with. I just feel like a kid, if they got a chance to go to like Northern Illinois or Toledo out of high school, I would go there. Still hold some weight though. Like I know it's not SEC, but that still holds.
No,
I'm gonna make a prediction right now.
I think they go there. I think they go there because you're still going to get your school paid for. You're still at Division I, and the next following calendar year that portal opens up, they're going to look at those schools before they look at any other schools for portal kids.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm
because
with that,
the level of play. I think you're going to get better players at those schools because of the trickle down effect. That's what I personally think, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna make a prediction right now. I'm totally in disagreement with both of you. I think you're gonna lose in the next 5 to 10 years. FCS football teams will not be able to suffice and will drop football. It'll be so bad. The Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois, the D3 schools in California, Redlands, Occidental already folded. Whittier's trying to come back. I believe it'll halt that. These smaller schools will fold because football keeps the doors open in the MAC. It keeps the doors open in these smaller, different schools. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see football. I'm telling you on this show, football will implode at that level. There's no way they can sustain. I disagree with you for this reason. We live in a social media peer pressure world right now where Eric Weddle's 5-star kid is going to sign with Alabama. The 3-star kid is, I told Smitty this earlier, is looking at him and go, oh, man, they're going to clown me on social media that I got to go to Ball State. Well, I'm going to go to this JUCO prep for 2 and then hoping I'll go to Alabama without a clock. They're not going to Ball State.
That mindset is true, but I would advise them not to. I wouldn't. I'd be telling you better take this.
I agree, but you know, and I know how powerful this social media thing
I'm
is.
with you.
I think these kids, the number one reason, this is fact, the number one reason I said it on Max a few years ago, that kids transfer is peer pressure, nothing else. It's 2 kids that are 5-star. One goes to LSU, one goes to Alabama. This is fact. And this is true to I'm just telling you. The kid at LSU plays as a true freshman. The kid at Alabama redshirts.
Right.
He gets blasted by the peers. Oh, you ain't good enough to start, homie. The homie started. You can't start. Guess what he does? He enters the portal. That is the number one determinant on why kids transfer. That's number one. No one talks about it. That's the number one reason why they transfer. The second reason is because of pure competitive lack of competitive fight and dog and tough skin and getting cussed out. That's number 2. And then number 3 is now chasing this bag, which could be 1 now. So that is where it's changed in the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't see how you go.
I agree with that. I don't
see how you go to a MAC school or any of those schools when the J Prep now exists. And this is, again, the NCAA has not thought of it. What happens when these schools start to fold because they can no longer support the computer labs, the math labs, and the libraries, which require football money and dollars to go bowl games that funds those situations at those schools? No one wants to talk about it. And then what happens with Title IX? See, no one wants to discuss the Title IX. Title IX is not just a woman discussion or equity discussion. It is a dollar match. See, somebody needs to hire me as a fucking AD, but they won't. It's a dollar match, E-Dub. I have to match dollar for dollar on the man side, on the woman side. So when you see schools drop certain female sports, it's because they don't have the same numbers. Because I got to match dollars for softball players and women with men's soccer. I got to match women's soccer to men's soccer. What women don't have is 200 football bodies to match. They'll never have it. So you'll never have a true Title IX equitable situation. So when Title IX gets involved in this thing now, which I see that's the next lawsuit that no one's talking about, that the NCAA is opening up for. When the Title IX starts to say, whoa. So you're telling me the women's tennis player clock don't stop? Come on, man. They haven't thought of none of this.
I feel on everything you said. Just real quick before I lose train of thought, rewinding back when you say you disagree with me and Weddle's take about the high school guys still going to like the Toledos, the Centrals, like those type of schools. And you said the reasoning is if they have a teammate who's a 5-star guy going to Alabama, they're going to feel like, well, I should be going to big school as well. One, like we all agree to, there's only a small selection size of 5-star. So it's not going to be a lot of five. It's not like every team's going to have a 5-star guy, a 5-star teammate, even on their team to even compare themselves to, number one. Number two, if social media is the thing that will push them to feel like they should go the JUCO route and then try to get a chance to go to a bigger school, going to JUCO, I'm just being real, at that age, like they're going to get clowned for that. So, like, you have to get clowned for going to JUCO versus getting clowned for going on a scholarship to go to fucking Toledo or Northern Illinois, where you're going to play Big Ten JUCO out of conference and SEC.
You got to stop saying JUCO though. That's the thing. That's the whole reason my argument. It's not JUCO no more. This is a non-clock scenario, dog. This is prep school. Kids used to go to Fork Union in these prep schools like crazy. Nobody cared. That was a prep situation. This is not JUCO no more. And this is my counter to that argument. Just because EW don't have 2 5-stars on his team, guess who does have 5 stars? The teams he plays in San Diego. Guess what they do? Play 7-on together. Right. They're on Twitter together. That's the peer pressure. It's not about being on the team. They're all boys now. We live in a jersey swap era. These dudes are all connected. They connect each other to schools. Yeah, don't come here, EW. The head coach tripping. He cuts me out every day. These cats talk on Twitter and social media, dog. This is not about being on the same team anymore. It's peer pressure amongst social media. Kids in Florida are cool with Cali kids, Smitty, now. Yeah. They play 7-on together. The Vegas Pylon tournament, who my girl runs, is going to come on the show next week. It's the largest 7-on-7 tournament in the world.
Yeah.
These kids from everywhere in the country are all boys now. They're all on battle gear and they're wearing it. Come on, dog. This is not about the 5-star on 2 specific teams. It is global. They're gonna talk. Oh, you going where? Ball State.
Yeah, there's no way I would have went to a prep school if I had a Division I offer. That just
you didn't have no. Smitty, you can't think that way. Your clock would have ran.
I know it's hard for me.
Your clock would have ran. Yeah. Your clock would have ran. It's not going to run now. You're going to get a bunch of shitbirds who can't play dead in a Western, thinking they're Alabama worthy, going to go to a prep now in JUCO. It's going to be horrific. Edub, I don't know. I just had to spit with Edub. Edub, I got to get you taken before you leave. It's 9 o'clock. Merry Christmas. I got to ask you, though. I went off on Bobby Slowick yesterday, the offensive coordinator at Houston. Tank Dell, former player of mine, had one of the worst knees.
Tank Dell's agent is my agent my whole entire career. I just saw him. I surprised him in Florida to spend the day with him. That's why I was a day late. I was flying actually to Florida, but I was on the phone call when not I was on it. I was listening because my agent and I are like best friends beyond measure. And I heard what the doctor said. I know exactly how that went, and we're crushed for him. Tank's one of the best kids. And like you said, I actually heard that entire segment yesterday. I'm halfway through it, but I heard that, and I'll just piggyback on that. You're 100% right that there should never be in drawing up plays offensively where guys are in the same area, especially in the high red. I mean that is so specific in practice. And I would say this: why is that kid in the game? Obviously they have some injuries, but it's just I just take it. I take a step back. The amount of detail and time that goes into it, preparation wise, that this mistake could happen for one of your best players multiple times. You got injured last year because they have him saying, let's go block on an insert on a duo block. It's like it's laughable that you're asking this to happen. And really, I mean, I don't know to the extent that it's fireable offense, but it's something that after this season, you really have to have a sit down and ask why this has happened multiple times. And the regression of CJ Stroud this year really is something that needs to be addressed. But I mean, you kill for the kid. I mean, this should never happen. Never.
Yeah.
Steve H. How did he hang on? Because he fucking played for me. That's why. But anyway, no, everyone's asking how he hung on. Everybody's asking how he hung onto the ball, Smitty, because he fucking played for me. That's why. He's got that dog in him. You got that dog in him. Yeah. E-Dub, Merry Christmas to the fam bam.
I wear a size 13 and a half, E-Web, just letting you know.
Who we picking Thursday and Friday games?
You know who I'm going.
Or Wednesday, Thursday.
We got to do tomorrow because I keep forgetting to do it.
Christmas.
You don't have a show tomorrow the rest of the week, I thought.
Yeah,
we don't. But that's why I wanted to do tomorrow's games with you real quick. The same team that just played 3 days ago. Same teams that played 3 days ago are playing against E-Dub. What a joke, in my opinion.
Makes a lot of sense. 3 games in 11 days for these guys.
It's unbelievable. 3 games in 11 days is unbelievable. We get to watch Mina Kimes tomorrow, though. Break down cover 2 and quarters. So where you at with this? Chiefs, Steelers, I think Mahomes is playing, but Chris Jones is doubtful with a calf strain. And I don't know if I play Chris Jones right now if I need him on a run. And then your Ravens against the Texans team who just lost a close one to the Chiefs without Tank Dell, of course, now. And they just signed Deontay Johnson, the Ravens cut.
I wouldn't do that. That's bad.
Yeah, man. This seems like
I told the Ravens they shouldn't have done that when they signed him. One, they don't need him. 2, you don't want a guy that's on his 3rd or 4th team when he's like his 3rd year and 4th year in the league. Like it's never going to last in those culture buildings that you play a certain way, especially in Baltimore. That's never going to fly. So I figured he was going to end up forcing his way out because he wouldn't last there. Baltimore all day. Houston, I think, is going this way, unfortunately, with the injuries. And just they haven't been as dominant as I'd expect from that team being the 2nd year under D'Amico. And I'm as pains for me to say this, I'm not a huge believer in Pittsburgh in that offense. I don't think they're explosive enough. Pickens will be back against a really good coach defense and Spagnuolo. Like, I don't know. Everything's on the line for KC as well to get the number 1 seed. They win this game, they get it. I think they're going to go all out. I got Kansas City and Baltimore.
Both are home underdogs.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I got Baltimore, of course. You guys know that. This Steelers-Chiefs game is a tough one because the Steelers have lost 2 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and they're also fighting for the AFC North. They're at home, so this is a big game for them as well. The Chiefs, man, they're so weird. I'm going to go with the Steelers, man.
Mike Tomlin's back against the wall, Smitty. D-Dub, I think you would agree. Mike Tomlin's back against the wall. He's a pretty
I want to give a shout-out. You guys get a kick out of this. I'm going to give a shout-out to Mike T. Okay, when I was a free agent after San Diego, Pittsburgh was one of the teams because I was really close with Ben Roethlisberger. And so they were trying to work some things out to get me. Didn't happen, obviously, but I stayed in touch. Mike T over, I think they, for whatever reason, it was because I was a free agent. I was talking with them. Anyways, over the years, I've just enamored with Mike T and how he coaches and how he just is always so consistent and how he motivates, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, long story short, they have an unbelievable game against the Ravens. Okay, Saturday night. I was there, obviously, 4:30. Guess what happens around 8:20? I get a text. Guess who it's from?
Mike T.
Mike T saying, "Hey, so good to see you today. I hope the family is great." Now, I am just so floored by that because this man gave it his all, just lost a tough game against a rival, and he has the wherewithal, the awareness to reach out to a guy, right? That meant so much to me. That one short text, that words can't even describe it. And that just, there's so many incredible people in this world, and he is one of them. And I seriously, if I had the chance to play for him, I wish I could have, because those things mean the world to guys like me. And I just want to give a shout out to Mike T. He's one of the best human beings and coaches in this world.
That's huge, man.
One of my better friends in the business, Adrian Clem, was the O-line coach there for him. Then he went to the Patriots and coached, but said the same stuff. You know, he left to leave. He left them and felt horrible. He left them to go be the assistant head coach and highest paid assistant at Oregon before Lanning took the job. So Lanning's first year actually. He left Mike T and goes and takes that Oregon job. And he was like, man, I hated it, but I had to get back to college. And he swears by T, and so did everybody else. So, man, it's great to hear. That's a great story.
I'm going with Pittsburgh Steelers now for sure.
Let's go Pittsburgh. I'm switching it up. Let's go Pittsburgh, baby.
I am taking the Steelers. In my opinion, it's a must win. It's a must win.
It is.
I think it's a must win. I think the Chiefs will drop one of these two games. So. I just think it'll be too daunting on them as a team, and they're just getting Hollywood Brown back. They're getting guys back acclimated. So I'm gonna go Steelers on that game. I'm going Ravens big. Houston is in a bad spot right now. They're going to be a team reeling into the playoffs and probably be a first round elimination. Game.
Before I know we got to go, but what was your? I want to ask Smitty first. What was your thoughts? I love C.J. Stroud. Okay, I love everything about him, but. My man, you can't be crying. I get it. He's your best friend. He's your boy, but come on, man. You gotta hold it together for your guys. Like seriously, I'm sorry, bro, but you can't be doing that. I'm not down with that. You can't be crying like that, losing your composure. So, Smitty,
I'm not.
You agree?
So
hold on. All I want to hear. Do you agree with me or you disagree? I want to hear it right now. No.
I feel what you're saying, but I gotta slightly disagree.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go.
This is
Weddle. Stop it. You can't be crying like that.
If you hurt your leg right now, I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, you wouldn't, first of all. And second, that's the game of football. Guys get injured. You are the leader of the franchise. You are the leader of the state of Texas, and you're crying.
It might be Tank's career, E-Dub.
Listen, you got to hold it together, my friend. You got to hold it together. I'm sorry. My leader can't be crying like that. Nope.
Hey, are you ever following a man that cries in the war, in the battle? No.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
I love CJ. I love CJ.
What y'all saying?
I'm not crying. I'm not following a guy that cries in the battle. Sorry.
I'm just not. Leader now?
He's the leader of Smitty. He's the leader of men. You got to cry.
Is TJ no longer the quarterback now? Is he not a good leader?
I don't think it has anything to do with being a. I just think you got to hold it together in that situation. Like how conceptually, I don't understand how you can let something that's not personally directed at you or affected you, that you can't control your emotions and control the controllables. Like everybody is looking at your team is looking at you. You're looking at yourself, right? And you're letting that affect you. And look how he played the second half. Like you gotta turn it on and off. As literally when I learned that from Kobe and just the mental side of the game when I read his books and just watched him. There is no emotions. That's how I tried to play. I don't try to play with emotions. I try to control my emotions, energy over emotion. Yeah. And for that, I was taken back that he let that control him in the moment. Like you got to.
You're right. On a serious note, in high school, we were playing our rivals, and my running back got literally knocked out. Like it was kind of scary at first. And like you said, like at first we were all a little nervous, making sure he's okay. But like instantly, it was like a switch. Like, all right, fuck that. Like we about to get their running back now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like so. On a serious note, that's my mentality. I'm a fan of CJ, so I'm being biased.
Yeah, we all are. We all are. I just couldn't. I didn't know what I was seeing.
But I'm the guy that's coaching CJ and saying, "Fuck that." You better go tell these dudes now we're gonna win this for Tank.
Yes.
Not lose because of Tank.
Bring it up.
Losing because of Tank. Yeah.
Regalvanize your teammates. Okay. Hey, this sucks for Tank. Okay. We can't do nothing for Tank right now other than try, let's go win this game.
Yeah.
Not crying in someone's shoulder.
Y'all right. Y'all right.
It's bad. But we had a guy that, faked his death and they stopped the game. So anyway,
love y'all. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. Love y'all. I'll see you next week.
I did not say that. Love you too, E-Dub. Have a good one, homie. You on some dirt. Yeah, it's time in the show, baby, because the later it get, the crazier this motherfucker get. Y'all enjoy y'all Christmas holiday, man. Enjoy your families, your kids, your loved ones, man. You could be with your friends, your family. Embrace that, man. If you got the time off, embrace it. If you got to work, be appreciative of that you have a career and a job to be able to have money to take care of your bills, man. I want to end this with a prayer. Bow your heads. God, we want to thank you for another day, another holiday, and another opportunity to just be able to praise you and to spend time with whoever we decide to spend time with, Lord God. For those people who have to work, Lord God, we pray you give them the energy, the strength to make it through, and that they still find some time to rest and just be joyous in your day. Always remember, for all the believers, that the reason for the season is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. For everybody else who don't believe, we respect you as well. Let's just still use it as a way to come together and spread love and positivity amongst family, friends, and loved ones. I pray that everyone is safe. You enjoy this time, you embrace it, and you be present. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Y'all have a great show, man. And it's been fun, JB. It's been fun.
Dear baby Jesus.
He only got to add his own little spin. All right, let's go.
Nah, I won't do it after that. I won't do it after that.
That was the top 10 prayer.
T.
What T-Rich say? Y'all still on the show? Looking ass. I know he said that.
That's exactly what he said.
Homie.
T-Rich, BPS.
It's 10:30, homie. 10:30 tomorrow. We still on the show. Oh, look at Chris showing love. Chris said that was a good prayer. All right. Thank you, Chris. Wasn't expecting that one from you.
I said BPS. Motherfucker, it's 10:30. You talking about we still on?
My fault, coach. I had to woo. It's over, man. We off the rest of the week, man. My girl about to pull up. She got some groceries to cook some food for tomorrow. And I can't wait. I gotta wait for that.
I should have brought him in, but Coach Fred, man. Shout out to Coach Fred watching the show.
What Coach Fred say? What did he say? I know he's talking crazy as hell.
Smitty, you got the gun. It's okay.
And just because of that, we are not making your intro video. You ain't getting that money. You ain't getting that BetUS deal. You ain't getting that cigar.
Hey, all the things on your list. I gotta take you on the boat now, homie. Like, so we're climbing this Poseidon. Do you still have the same? Don't trip. We're good. Just climb it. If we flip, we're fine. Like, would you still be that way, or?
Well, I'm born again. So I believe in a higher power. So whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. So in that moment, I'm gonna just be chilling, because it's like whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen. If we die, we die. I know where I'm going. I know where you going. But if we survive, then we was meant to survive. Either way, I'm winning. I'm leaving here with something. So I ain't tripping.
I gotta see it though. We gotta film it though. Like, I want my boat to be vertical.
Yeah.
And we like this, and you like, JB, we good. Don't trip. We're fine.
Yeah.
We will flip over and go underneath the water, and a well will hit us, and we're going to still be fine.
Be good.
I want to get that. I need to get that on video.
Make it happen. Moses split the Red Sea. I believe it's something different. So, like, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's go on the boat, homie. Gene racist as hell.
Because Ruben and Ports definitely weren't talking that way.
Yeah, they different.
Motherfuckers hold it on like this, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, homie?
Casey, you roasted, homie. Now I could be an asshole and roast your kid, but I'm not gonna do that because the kid is.
Wait, what's up? What's up now?
He said Smitty built like a Ninja Turtle. He's sinking. He's trying to roast me, so I could flame him back and flame his kid because I can barely see Casey's face on here, but I can tell Casey's a stoner. I could tell that he's a guy who's like, he has a warehouse job.
He got a Ram beanie on.
He do. He got a warehouse job. He's from St. Louis though. He's St. Louis Ram beanie. He has to work all holiday. I'll say that, double shift, which is fine. I'm not dissing that. I'm just
By the way,
I'm
be honest. Is he a member?
I don't know.
Is he green?
Let me see. Yeah, he green. He a member. Shout out to Casey. He a member. Shout out to Casey. He's a member.
Shout out to them. Ruben
I don't roast
said,
kids, Casey. Obviously, I'm playing around, but I'm saying I don't see you in that picture that much. I see the kid.
Short, fat, skinny, tall. I roast them all.
You roast kids, homie?
Fucking right.
Leave
all
the kid
kids
alone.
ain't.
No, stall him out. Leave the kid alone. Kid ain't got nothing to do with it. I should never brought the energy into the show.
No, what I'm saying is all kids are not meant to be on pictures.
That's a fact.
So you shouldn't have this kid on the picture.
Oh shit! All right, y'all.
All kids. No, I'm just being honest. All kids. There's a lot of you got a face for radio type of situations out there. There's a lot of faces that should be on radio, if that makes sense. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You should be on radio with your old boogaloo looking ass face. So anyway, there's a lot of ugly kids out there in the world. All kids are not cute, contrary to belief. And there's a lot of ugly kids. Yeah. And a lot of you, I'm not saying any certain name, a lot of you should have pulled out. And I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of you should have pulled out because I wouldn't have to coach a lot of your fucking shitty kids. A. B, a lot of you shitty kids are not very good looking, handsome kids at all. They're very ugly. And I'm just throwing it out there, dog. Like Milk Man Nisa. I should have pulled out, homie. Mahomes would have a better looking girl. But anyway, we got a great show next week lined up. We got a lot of people coming on the show. And you all right?
Yeah, my shit froze up. Can you hear me?
What?
Can y'all hear me? 1, 2, 3. Check. Can y'all hear me? My shit froze up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
All right, bet, man. Nah, great show. I gotta go. The groceries just got here. I'm gonna go downstairs and help with the groceries. And I hope you have a great holiday, man.
Hey, I'll be on tomorrow. We'll do a show probably, Bailey. Dude, send me a thumbnail tonight because I know you'll be traveling, I think, or moving. But I'll probably do a show. I'll probably do a show right here from the Palooza. Steve, Kim, and I. Ruben's coming through. Ruben, you coming through? Ports, a couple people coming through tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. Smitty, until next time, enjoy the week. You're welcome. Get the week off. And see you guys on Monday. Enjoy your happy holidays. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably.
Merry Christmas. Peace.
I do it for